Welcome to the 2012 Orange Lutheran Lancers Baseball Dick's Sporting Goods Classic coverage. As always this season, bringing you the best live broadcasting in all of Orange Lutheran baseball. Aaron True, joined by Ramiro De La Cruz. Ramiro, opening the season today here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Classic. What can we expect to see from the Orange Lutheran Lancers?
Well, I think, this year, Orange Lutheran, they're bringing back a lot of guys, a lot of talent from last year. Art Vidro's going to start on the mound today for them. We saw what Brent Wheatley could do on the mound. Pitching's going to be big for them here this year, but then defensively they're going to be good. Offense, they got a couple guys coming back. Cody Nolf back from injury, Travis Nolf, and Connor Sullivan. Those are some of the guys, along with guys like Matt Carlson, that can get the job done for them this year.
You mentioned the starting pitcher here today, Art Vidro, the crafty left-hander. What does he have to do to be successful here today? He had a little bit of trouble with his control in the last start. Do you think that was a little bit of just preseason jitters? What can we expect from him today?
Well, from Vidro, you can expect for him to go out there, throw first pitch strikes. That's one of the things that worked for him a lot last year. He was on the disabled list a couple of times last year. But Art Vidro, a guy that can get you with the fastball, a lot of movement on his curveballs and changeups. So expect Art Vidro to go out there, first pitch strikes, get a hit of hitters. But don't be surprised if you see Art Vidro out there pitching to contact, because this guy is a guy who has a lot of confidence in the defense behind him.
You mentioned that defense. Let's take a look at the Orange Lutheran 2012 starting lineup. And rounding out your Orange Lutheran Lancers varsity squad, number 16, senior Connor Sullivan. Number 17, junior Travis Blue. Number 7, senior Cody Nolf. Number 3, he's a sophomore, Josh Morgan. Number 5, he's a junior, Jason Martin. Number 21, senior, Tommy Bell. Number 9, senior, Art Vidro. Number 14, junior, Dalton Fries. And rounding out your Orange Lutheran Lancers varsity squad, number 11, senior, Matt Carlson.
We also had an opportunity to talk to Coach Eric Borba here earlier today. Check out what he had to say.
I think the keys to victory today are Art Vidro throwing strikes and keeping their speed guys at the top of the order off base. They got a good hitting catcher in the middle of the order that's got some pop, and a leadoff guy that flies. So we got to keep him off the bases. And Art's got to throw strikes and work quick. If we can put some pressure on these guys, I think we can be pretty successful. There's a lot of nerves in the first game, so hopefully we can calm those early in the game and get settled into our flow and control the pace of the game a little bit. That's our game plan going into every game with the lineup that we have. Guys just being, unselfish. A lot of selflessness on this team, and guys doing all the little things it takes to win, so it's going to be critical.
The Orange Lutheran Lancers offense has been nothing short of explosive so far this preseason. Tell us about some of their most impressive hitters and who we can check out on offense that's going to be lighting up the scoreboard here today.
Well, we saw it last game, Aaron. We watched it firsthand. Top of the lineup guys like Connor Sullivan, they're going to be setting up the table. Travis Blue at the number 2 spot, and then Cody Nolf in the number 3. Morgan, the cleanup spot. This lineup is dangerous up and down the lineup when you have guys like Matt Carlson who can also get the job done at the number 9 spot.
For Ramiro De La Cruz, I'm Aaron True. That was your Lancers pregame show. We'll see you on the field. Welcome to the 2000.
Hello and welcome in, Lancers Nation. This is Lancers baseball here at the start of the 2012 season, and today we kick it to you live here from Citrus College, the site of today's matchup between the Orange Lutheran Lancers. We went over the starting lineups a couple of seconds ago, gave you the keys to today's matchup as set by head coach Eric Borba. Alongside Aaron True and Robert Hayek, my name is Ramiro De La Cruz, and we are in for quite a season here in 2012. We're going to kick it off here with the Dick's Sporting Goods Tournament.
And on the mound, starting things off today for the Lancers, Art Vidro, the left-hander.
Art Vidro, we saw him pitch last week, Saturday. He pitched the first of a doubleheader up in Corona. Art Vidro, as Coach Borba said, Art Vidro told himself as well, did not have his best stuff, but still was good enough to pitch 5 2/3 in that ball game. His team picked up the quality victory with some timely hitting down late in that game.
And quickly, he's ahead in the count. 2 strikes, no balls.
Here comes the 0-2 to leadoff hitter.
Big hanging curveball, nice pitch, and already Art Vidro has great command of his fastball early and the curveball.
Dustin Fraley just got a piece of that one. He's going to be swinging at anything near the strike zone here, protecting.
Yeah, he's already down behind in the count. This is exactly where Art Vidro wants to be. He wants to pitch ahead in the count, unlike the last game where he kind of struggled with control a little bit and had to kind of pitch to the hitter's pace. He didn't really get to pitch his own game.
And again, on an 0-2 pitch, Fraley yet again gets a piece of it and putting up a good battle here. Went down in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes, and has been able to foul the last 2 pitches off. So we try the 0-2 again. A fastball from Vidro misses high and outside, and the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. The leadoff man, Fraley.
And for those of you just joining us, catching the pregame show with RealTalkSN.com, we're here at Citrus Field for the opening round of the Dick's Sporting Good Baseball Tournament.
Here comes the 1-2, a little hanger from Vidro, and Fraley putting up a good battle here, taking a page out of the Lancers notebook here. This is what Orange Lutheran is so good at, putting quality at-bats together, and the leadoff man here for the Altaloma Braves, Dustin Fraley, doing what the Orange Lutheran Lancers leadoff man Connor Sullivan does such a great job at doing. Here comes the 1-2. That's a chopper right back up the middle. Nolf gloves it. Will fire over to first, and Tommy Bell brings it in for the first out of the inning. Remember, Tommy Bell just making his way back into the lineup for Orange Lutheran. Was out for an entire week, was ill for a week, and talking to Coach Barber, he said he lost about 10 pounds during the course of that week, missed a whole week of school.
Yeah, and if there's anything that Altaloma can take from that at-bat, they were thrown 7 strikes, no balls, but Art Vidro did have to give up 7 pitches on the pitch count. So they're making Art Vidro work early. Although 7 strikes, that's pretty good. 7 pitches, 7 strikes, that's pretty amazing. 1 at-bat.
Yeah, that is actually good. That was one of our keys to the game for Art Vidro, was to come out and throw strikes. So misses there for the first time in the game. The count will go to 1-1 to Christian Gomes, the number 2 hitter. And we look at the defensive lineup for the Lancers. Matt Stummy behind the plate. Bell at first, Travis Blue at second, Cody Noff at short, Josh Morgan over at third. And from left to right in the outfield, it is Jason Martin, Connor Sullivan in center, and Matt Carlson out and right.
And this umpire might have somewhere to be because he's given us a real generous strike zone today, but we will take it.
The 1-2 to Gomes. For the 1-1, that is in there for a called strike. No scoreboard again, and that always throws me off.
Yeah, I thought that actually was a 3rd strike as well. But it's 2-2, so we got a 2-2 count here. 2-2, 1 man out.
Here comes a 2-2 from Vidro. That misses out high and outside, and Vidro will quickly tap his chest and said, my bad. The count goes to full here. So here comes the payoff pitch to Christian Gomes. Vidro from the belt, kicks and deals a fastball. Got him looking, strike 3.
Nice pitch right down the middle. Freezes the batter in his tracks. Two off and 2 down.
2 up, 2 down for Orange Luther, and Art Vidro looking to make quick work here of this Braves lineup here in this game.
And they'll bring to the plate their first left-hander of the afternoon. And who do we have at the plate for Altaloma?
It is Garrett Dean, the number 3 hitter, and Vidro gets him quickly there with the first pitch. It misses outside, but good movement there by the curveball by Vidro.
Yeah, Art Vidro looking like a completely different person from last week already here starting early. Fires right down the middle, another called strike.
1-1 the count after the gasser on the outside from Vidro.
I can feel the heat from here in the score box.
Here comes the 1-1. That's a fastball that misses down and inside. And the count goes to 2 balls and a strike to Garrett Dean. Remember, we talked to Brent after the game, following the second game. And he said, "Hey, Art, we're going to be dangerous here if Art, as he hits a hitter, the number 3 hitter Garrett Dean, and Chad Keenan steps up into the batter's box." Brent Wheatley, going back to what he said, with Art Vidro, if he's out there pitching that deep into ball games, giving up just 1 run when he does not have his best stuff, we're going to be a very dangerous ball club here in 2012.
And Art Vidro just hit the previous batter, and he goes to first. A big looping curveball, and the left-handed hitter didn't really make any attempt to get out of the way and just took it right on the shoulder, and he goes to first.
So a runner over at first, 2 outs, and Dean will show bunt. Remember, last year Orange Lutheran finished in 3rd place inside the Trinity League. The 4th place, excuse me. They had an overall 500 record, and they made it to the postseason. A pickoff throw over to first base. Tommy Bell thought he had him. Tommy Bell was running off the field. A good sell job.
And that's one thing about Art Vidro that he does very well, especially at the high school level, his pickoff move to first. He's a left-hander, so he has an advantage already making the move, but he's really, really worked on that move. And look for him to hold these guys tight or to pick someone off today.
Just underway here from Citrus College, top of the 1st inning. Scoreless ball game here between the Lancers and the Braves.
For those of you at home, we got 315 feet down the left field, right field line, and straightaway center, I believe 380 feet.
Fastball's in there for a called strike. Yeah, dead center, about 390. This field here, a lot smaller than Hart Park, though.
And the wind is blowing in, so it might be difficult to get under a ball and carry it out, though, today. Pickoff move to first, runner safe. Art Vidro holding him tight. Not going to let him get comfortable there at first base.
And when Orange Lutheran takes over in the bottom of the inning, that'll be Connor Sullivan, Travis Blue, and Cody Nolf. There comes a fastball right down the middle. That's in there for a called strike. 2 strikes now to the cleanup man, Chad Keenan. And Art Vidro looking to get himself out of this inning. 2-2 the count. Vidro looks over the first. Here comes the 2-2.
Oh, just high. Throws a heater right down the middle, but just a little bit high.
So Vidro, they're making him work here in their first inning. This is the 2nd full count he's had in the inning.
Yeah, really patient at bats thus far from the Altaloma squad. They're trying to get Vidro deep in the pitch count early.
Runner over at first base. The runner goes, and the pitch is fouled back.
Let me check my diaper. We're right here in the score box, and that ball came straight at our heads.
So we'll try it over again at 3-2 as Chad Keenan fouls that one off, and if he can extend the inning, it'll be Nate Dominic, who is on deck for the Braves. Here comes a payoff pitch, and yet again, fouled off by Keenan. This Altaloma team doing a good job here in the top half of the first of battling up there. Art Vidro, though, he's done what he's wanted to do, and that's get ahead of hitters. It's just the hitters have been doing a good job here of staying alive, making Vidro work in the pitch count. Here comes the payoff yet again. That misses down and outside, and Keenan will get on base. Runners on first and second now for the Braves. So runners on first and second, 2 outs here in the top of the first, still scoreless. Art Vidro got off to two quick outs here in the top of the first, and the Braves have answered right back by getting 2 runners on base. First pitch curveball, that's a strike.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to make quick work of the top 3 in the starting lineup here for Altaloma, but now quickly, Art Vidro in a little bit of trouble. Runners on first and second, 2 outs though. And the catcher, Matt Stummy, he's going to head to the mound and have a little chat with this pitcher, Art Vidro, give him a little vote of confidence, maybe get a little breather here, catch his breath, collect himself a little bit. Umpire wipes the dirt off of the plate. Maybe he'll be able to see a little better. Maybe he can locate the strike zone.
First and second here for Nate Dominic. Try to go back to second as Travis Blue was covering. All to no avail. Scary collision last week for Travis Blue, covering first base, and we've kept a close eye on him throughout the course of the week. And you know, we've talked to Mr. Blue, we've talked to Coach Borba, we've talked to Travis himself. He said that knee's just fine and not expected to miss any time. He didn't miss any time. He was back at practice on Sunday.
And he'll be batting second in the bottom half of the inning here for the Orange Lutheran Lancers if we can get out of this inning.
0-1. That's fouled back. And now Vidro has a counter, no balls and 2 strikes.
And they have a lot of options here on defense, the Orange Lutheran Lancers. They have a force out at either third, second, or first base. So as long as the ball stays in the infield, they should have a play and be able to finish the inning here.
And it's imperative to know in a situation like this for a fielder, you have to know where you're going to go with the baseball before the play develops. There comes the 0-2. Runners go. That is fouled off towards the Braves dugout.
And you're exactly right, Romero, and that comes down to coaching. And this Orange Lutheran squad has incredible coaching, led by their head manager, Coach Borba. They also have incredible hitting behind the coaching of Mike Sweeney, and just all throughout all aspects of the game, just very well coached, so they'll know where to go with the play. We had a chance to see infield practice the other day, and they took a very extensive amount of ground balls, so they should be ready.
That was very interesting. Arvidro pick off at second, and the runner is in there safely. Garrett Dean diving back in there head first. They just about got him napping at second. Good tag there applied by Cody Nolf. Vidro takes a look back to second. Here comes the throw home. That's ripped right back up the middle. Vidro able to glove it and then fire over to first base. So 3 outs here in the top of the first. No damage done. 2 runners left stranded after half an inning. We are scoreless here between the Lancers and the Braves. And let's look at the defensive alignment here for the Braves in the bottom half. They're going to have Cox pitching, Dean at catcher. From first to third is we're gonna let Robert give you the starting lineups here for the defense.
All right, at first base is gonna be Conant. At second base is gonna be Lavrensky. Shortstop Gomez. Third base Keenan. Left field Sheridan. Center field Fraley, and right field D'Amico.
All right, thanks a lot, Rob. Robert, you can read your writing better than I can, so. For Orange Lutheran, Connor Sullivan, we saw him last week. He was a big threat on the base pass, and as Coach Borba said, if Connor Sullivan gets on base, we're going to score a lot of runs this season.
If the Lancers get their leadoff guy on base, it's a wrap, because they just have a habit of stretching out every bag they can. If they hit anything that looks like a single, they're going for a double. If they can get a stolen base, they're going. If there's contact made, they're running. They're just such a great small ball team. They're very unselfish. As Coach Borba said during our pregame special, they're a very unselfish squad. They'll do what they have to do to advance the runners. If that means sacrifice flies, laying down a bunt, they'll do whatever it takes. And that has led to incredible success and a lot of runs already this far in the preseason. They've just done a great job from top to bottom in the lineup. And they're led today, starting off the lineup, Connor Sullivan, and then batting second, Travis Blue, a great 1 and 2 combo. And then it just gets even better from there.
Yeah, this is something that you and I talked about during the pregame. There's no, you look 1 through 9 in this batting lineup, they're poised to make some noise here in 2012. And if you have already done so, make sure you check out the website, realtalksn.com. Robert wrote a Trinity League preview, also wrote an Orange Lutheran Lancers preview here for 2012. All the insight in the entire Trinity League. And, of course, the insight for Lancers baseball here in 2012.
And the Lancers are led by on offense by their batting coach and their hitting coach, Coach Sweeney. And how much of a effect does it have, or a benefit, should I say, to have a guy like that on your team helping you learn how to run the bases, how to hit the ball, and just how to play on offense?
Well, we know what levels he's coached at, where he's been. He's been in the bigs. And anytime you have a guy that's been there, done that, well, it's going to be a benefit for your team.
Yeah, and one of the things Coach Sweeney mentioned when we spoke to him at practice the other day is this is one of the few teams we've watched that actually comes out and has a plan. They play baseball with a strategy, with a game plan, and if they implement that plan, you're done for. And that plan has a lot of small ball, a lot of stolen bases, a lot of sacrifice play, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. And Coach Sweeney said they're going to keep doing it, and there's nothing you guys can do to stop it.
Here's Connor Sullivan to lead things off, and Cox tries to hit the outside corner, cannot do so. A ball, no strikes here to Connor Sullivan. The very patient approach here. As Cox hits the outside corner there, and Connor Sullivan was a bit surprised there that it was called a strike.
Yeah, the left-hander Sullivan digging in. Shows bunt, but in the ball, or excuse me, in the dirt for a ball.
And remember, Connor Sullivan last week, game one, they faced a left-hander. Connor Sullivan came out and hit from the right side. This guy's a switch hitter. Here comes a 2-1. Fouled off by Sullivan. And the count goes to even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, the pitcher here on the Braves doing a good job of keeping the ball low, avoiding any pop-ups or long hits to the outfield. If anything here, it looks like it's going to be a ground ball if he makes contact, just because the pitcher's keeping the ball so low.
And there's a huge gap over there in straightaway center field. Sullivan gets a hold of that, is able to hit it in that gap. I'll be surprised if we see a leadoff triple here by the speedster, Connor Sullivan.
Yeah, they're playing the shift. They're really anticipating that he's not going to be able to get ahead of the pitch and that he's not going to be able to pull the ball, so they're anticipating down the left field line. He may come back to bite them. We'll see what happens.
Here comes a payoff to Sullivan. That misses outside, and Sullivan gets on base with the leadoff walk, and the Lancers in business.
And it's small ball time, fellas. Right now, nobody out. Man on first. Their speedster leadoff guy, Connor Sullivan, up to bat. Coming up, Travis Blue, number 17. And look for him to either lay down a bunt or do what it takes to advance the runner here at first.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised here if they asked Travis Blue to lay down a bunt. Third baseman crashing in. They throw over to first base.
For those of you who joined us last week for the preseason doubleheader, Travis Blue had a game-ending diving catch to finish the first game. Just incredible play all around.
Yeah, that was in that first game a tremendous play.
Yeah, the guy just hit a rocket line drive, and he moved to his right towards second base and diving laid out for the catch.
Here comes the first pitch to Blue. He shows bunt, snap throw down to first base.
And it's lucky that was a poor throw, that it was high to first base, because he kind of caught him there. He caught him snoozing for a second, but luckily the throw was not in time.
Conant cannot apply the tag in time, and Sullivan again will take a big lead. Here comes the 0-1, and Travis Blue not happy with himself there as he bunts that one foul. Could not get the head of the bat down in time. 1-1 the count here to the number 2 hitter as Cody Nolf awaits on deck for Orange Lutheran. Josh Morgan in the hole.
And an interesting pickoff move from the pitcher on the Braves. More of just a step off the mound and hey, and there he goes with the pickoff move, almost gets him.
Again, another attempt to get Connor Sullivan out, and you see it right there. Connor Sullivan, a huge lead over at first. Here comes the 1-1. That misses down inside, and good job by Travis Blue to bring the bat back.
Yeah, Travis Blue shows bunt, but then takes the bat back, takes the ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Man on first, no outs. Kicking off the Orange Lutheran Lancers baseball season here today, the Dick's Sporting Good Classic.
Connor Sullivan goes, and that's hit in the 3 and 4 hole, and Connor Sullivan rounds second all the way to third base, and the hit and run works to perfection.
And that's exactly what we talked about early, the hit and run, moving on contact, stretching out bases. We've got no outs, runner on first, runner on third. Great hit, great contact by Travis Blue, putting the ball in between the first and second baseman. The 3 and 4 hole.
And Coach Borble will take full credit for that hit and run here early in the first inning as Cody Nolf an RBI opportunity here. Runners on the corners for Orange Lutheran. First pitch is a strike from Cox.
And this is a perfect opportunity for Cody Nolf. Runner on third, nobody out. If I'm him, I'm looking just to make contact here, put the ball in play, and bring my guy home from third.
1-0, sharp hit sharply right by the shortstop, and the Lancers strike first blood. Cody Nolf gets his first RBI in 2012, and Connor Sullivan scores the first run of the season for Orange Lutheran.
And The catcher for the Braves heads to the mound to talk to his starting pitcher, because stepping into the box now, we've got another dangerous hitter for the Orange Lutheran Lancers, number 3, the third baseman, Josh Morgan.
Yeah, and Cody Knopf, he's had a good start here in 2012. Last week the games did not count, but he did have 5 hits in the 2 games.
They counted to the heart of our faithful fans and listeners, but on the official stats, you're correct, they did not count. Starts off the season 1-for-1 with an RBI. Great start to the season thus far. And we've got runners at first and second, nobody out. Cleanup hitter to the plate, and we've already had a 1-run score for the Lancers.
So the trouble not over yet for Cox. And going back to the last at-bat by Cody Knopf,
he just ripped it.
He hit that one sharply. They throw back to second. A dangerous throw back to second as the shortstop Gomes able to glove it. Otherwise, that goes into the outfield, and Travis Blue standing at third base.
Yeah, Travis Blue feeling comfortable, taking a nice lead. They're not really holding the runners on, trying to sneak behind them. Big swing and a miss from Josh Morgan. He was looking for the fences on that one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this kid here in 2012. Josh Morgan was a freshman last year. He's already displayed his defense last week. But once this kid starts hitting, we're going to see how special he is.
He's one of the best high school third basemen I've seen in a long time. His arm is just a rocket.
Here comes the 0-1. Morgan shows bunt. He does bunt it down the third base side. Cox cannot hang on to it, and everyone will be safe for Orange Lutheran. They have him loaded.
The pitcher had so many options, didn't know which way it was going to go, took his eye off the ball, and he bobbles it, not able to glove it cleanly. Just cost himself a big error there. Everyone's safe. Base is loaded. Now we've got the number 5 hitter, number 5, Martin, coming up here to bat, and this is not looking good for the Braves early.
The left-handed Jason Martin, and what's the cliche? Speed kills. You saw it displayed there as the pitcher could not make a decision as Josh Morgan runs the bases pretty well.
Yeah, and speaking of speed kills, when going back to the early parts of the inning, when Travis Blue hit that base hit and Sullivan was rounding second, already took third before he could blink. Just incredible speed thus far by the Lancers.
1-1 the count after that fastball misses from Cox. So Orange Lutheran, they're in business right now. Bases loaded here. Tommy Bell on deck for the Lancers, and Jason Martin looking to get the job done here. Fastball misses high and outside, 2-1.
And all 3 guys on base right now, if there's a ball hit to the gap or down one of the outfield lines, they could potentially score all 3 guys on a base hit.
Tommy Bell taking his warm-up hacks there as he awaits his opportunity. 2-1 misses downstairs, and Cox in a bit of a jam here. Bases loaded, nowhere to put Jason Martin, and the count at 3-1.
And this is Orange Lutheran's MO. This is their game plan. Get ahead of you early and make you play their ball, play from behind, and they just dictate the pace the entire game.
Martin shoots this one down the left field side, but that is be struck well, but well foul.
A little late, couldn't catch up to that pitch, and hits it foul way outside the left field foul line.
A full count here to Jason Martin. Here comes the payoff. Martin shoots this one right down into the right field. 1 run comes in to score. Here comes Nolf, and that will not be in time. 2 runs come in to score as the Lancers go ahead 3-0. A 2 RBI double for Jason Martin. A single for Martin. 2 runs come in to score, and the Lancers have him on first and second for Tommy Bell.
Yeah, incredible speed there. The third base coach for the Lancers, he was waving him home the whole entire play. Never had a doubt in his mind. Able to beat out the throw at the plate. Orange Lutheran quickly up, 3-0.
And you know
no
what?
outs.
Still no outs.
Still no outs.
Still nobody out. First and second for Tommy Bell, and Bell pulls it back there. He was in showing bunt. So Orange Lutheran strikes quickly here. 3 runs. Still no outs recorded by the Braves. And they don't get some outs here. It could be a long afternoon here for the Braves as Bell shows bunt, pulls it back, and Bell quickly down in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes.
Tommy Bell looking at Coach Borba, taking the signal, steps back into the box.
Cody Nolf, Jason Martin big knocks here for Orange Lutheran in the first half. That ball gets away from the catcher, Dean, and the runners advance to second and third. So for Tommy Bell, a base knock here will drive in 2 runs. Could drive in 2 runs with his speed.
And on deck, the starting pitcher for the Lancers, Art Vidro.
Nobody's liking it better than him. 3-2 shot right back up the middle. Gets the umpire. 1 run will come in the score, but Tommy Bell.
And sorry for yelling into your ears of those listening live, but to say it without being offensive, the umpire got hit right in the breadbasket, and by breadbasket, I mean the groin, south of the border. The umpire just took a very sharp ground ball right into the groin. I mean, I hate to laugh, but I mean, oh my goodness.
If the umpire is not there, that's 2 runs coming in to score. They hold Jason Martin at third. Eric Borba goes out and has some words with the umpires.
Yeah, and we're actually looking for medical right now to get a bag of ice. The second base umpire is stretching out, doing the hokey pokey, trying to shake himself out there.
I think he's going to be okay as he walks back to his positioning. But boy, Tommy Bell, 3 sharply hit balls here in the first inning.
Oh, and that's
in 4 runs for Orange Lutheran.
Well, that's actually a difficult call there because of the interference from the umpire. They actually called the runner back. So now the bases are loaded. They counted that just as a base hit. Everyone advances 1 base, but they didn't allow the runner to score. Morgan from third.
So for Tommy Bell, we thought he had his first RBI. Instead, he'll be at first base for Art Vidro trying to help his own cause, the left-hander.
Yeah, and the second base umpire looks like he'll be all right. He's making a face like he's sucking on a lemon, but he should be okay.
I don't know. I've never quite sucked on a lemon. So as that ball gets away from Dean, Josh Morgan will come in to score, and Orange Lutheran now scores the 4th run of the game. This time it's official, and the runners will advance.
Yeah, and the pitcher for the Braves looks like he's getting a little bit frustrated here, losing control of this game very quickly. I mean, he's having a little trouble locating the strike zone, throwing past balls, errors committed by himself. So he really can't blame the other players around him because he made a really crucial error early on in the game. And look what's happened as a result.
4 runs have come in to score here for Orange Lutheran. Still no outs. The 0-1 hits the inside corner. I think a generous call there by the umpire. Yeah, I was about to say, that was
a generous call from the blue, but he's been giving generous calls to our side, to Vidro as well, so at least he's consistent. Another called strike.
So ball and 2 strikes now to Art Vidro. Now the Braves starting to get some good calls here. Bottom half of first as Vidro rips that one down the first base side. A run will come in to score. They'll send Blue home. And Blue will be in there safely. Tommy Bell. 2 runs come in to score for Orange Lutheran. Art Vidro cashes in. 2 RBI single.
And Art Vidro, the starting pitcher for the Lancers, helping his own cause, clears the bases, puts on another 2 on the scoreboard, and they're going to send in a pinch runner, get Vidro off the bases here, sending in number 13 from the Lancers to help out with pinch running. They're going to send in Drew Onderi.
And what did we say in the pregame? No slouches in this batting order as you have Art Vidro hitting all the way down in the number 7 spot, driving into 2 runs. Last season, Art Vidro hitting that number 5 spot. And before he went down with the injury, Vidro was hitting .385.
Yeah, I mean, on any given team, Vidro could be the leadoff hitter, the number 3 hitter, the cleanup hitter. I mean, this team is just so stacked up and down that they're dangerous from any spot in the lineup. And already early on, a visit from the manager from the Braves to his starting pitcher, trying to calm him down and get through this first inning.
As Dalton Fries, the designated hitter, checks in, the number 8 hitter. So Orange Lutheran, with Fries, have sent 8 guys to the batter's box. 6 have come around to score. And Anderi over at first base.
Yeah, quickly the Lancers up early by a touchdown.
Looking to add the extra point here. If they could bring the runner from first in the score.
And if you're the hitting coach early on, Sweeney, I mean, you just got to have a smile on your face and just be so proud of what you've done with this team in just a few short years. And
of course, he's such a humble, classy guy. He doesn't have any expression on his face, just a normal look. But he's got to be thrilled on the inside at the way this team's playing.
Cox misses down outside. Remember, Sweeney making his way back here to this Lancers team. Did not coach here last year. Did coach with them, though. I believe it was 3 seasons ago. Here comes a 1-1. A big hack and a miss by Dalton Fries. And he goes down, a ball and 2 strikes. And you look at the stands here. It's Lancer fan heavy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They travel this well, and they're such a great community and such a great fan base.
Here comes a 1-2, sharply hit right at the shortstop, Lewinsky. He'll throw to second, and will not get it in time.
Another error by the second baseman. Bobbles can't get the throw off in time, and what seemed like could be even possibly an ending double play, or at least an out, quickly turns into a man on second. So not only... that could have been, inning-saving double play, not ending. Still, no outs here on the board. And we're coming up already to the number 9 hitter, Carlson.
I'm running out of room here on the scorebook here. Gonna have to go around here as Matt Carlson, the number 9 hitter, and still not out of trouble. Bunt down the third base side. But it'll go right out of...
Goes foul.
Goes foul there as Keenan was charging. It would have been a tough throw, though, for Keenan had that ball stayed fair.
And for those of you earlier who saw our pregame show, you saw the starting lineup. We featured all 9 guys here in the starting lineup for the Lancers, and now you've seen all 9 of them here in the bottom half of the first inning.
And that's, of course, we're going to have the starting lineups here throughout the course of the season. Runners on first and second. A big hack from Carlson. Can't catch up to that Cox fastball. Carlson down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
And for those of you just joining in on our broadcast, this is RealTalkSN.com. Aaron True joined by Ramiro De La Cruz, and we'll be your voices and home for the live broadcast for every Orange Lutheran baseball game this season.
Here comes the 0-2 to Carlson. That's a high fastball. A good eye by Carlson to hold back on the fastball, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes as Connor Sullivan started off the inning, awaits on deck. Still no outs here in the bottom of the first. 1-2, Carlson holds back, and Cox gets a strikeout for the first out.
And Sullivan steps back into the plate. This is not deja vu, ladies and gentlemen. It is still the bottom of the first inning, and this is Sullivan's second appearance at the plate.
1 out here. As the Braves have been able to remember, we were before the game. We were walking on the field. We walked off to the field, and I think it was what school was it? One of the schools out here. Sullivan hits this one in shallow center field. That's going to drop. They throw to third, and Fries or Anderi will be safe over at third. Loaded once again for Orange Lutheran are the bases. It was Claremont. Some of the players from Claremont said, "Hey, is this the game of the week?" We're like, "No, we cover Lancers baseball." They said, "They have any good guys on that team?" We said, "Well, they have about 8 guys committed to Division I colleges." And what did they say?
They just were shocked. I mean, they're thinking, is this an all-star team? They're bringing a broadcast team, a camera crew. They're thinking this is HBO Hard Knocks.
That's what Art Vidro called us on.
Yeah, we got ribbed a little bit
Thursday.
at the Orange Lutheran practice because we're doing a lot of covers this season, trying to up the production value, and Art Vidro ribbing us a little bit, asking, "Hey, what is this, HBO Hard Knocks?"
Bases loaded here for Orange Lutheran yet again for Travis Blue this time. Here comes a 1-0. Blue lifts this one out to right field. If it drops, it'll have a chance, but it drops
Tells foul. Got caught in the wind and just foul. Travis Blue, his second time up to the plate. First at bat, drilled one between the 3 and 4 gap into the outfield for a base hit, and advanced Sullivan, who's now on first, to third base. Kind of got the rally started off for the Lancers in the bottom half of this inning. I was almost going to say last inning because it feels like it was so long ago. But
Travis Blue also came around to score a run.
Yeah, you can see their uniforms covered in dirt. They've already put in a pretty hard day's work, and they're still in the first.
Blue shoots this one foul and almost hits that brand new 2011 Cadillac. Seems like no cars are ever safe. I'm glad I parked way over there. comes the 1-2.
Ooh, close, but the umpire acknowledges the good eye of Travis Blue and calls a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base is full. Bottom half of the first, Orange Lutheran Lancers baseball.
Just one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Orange Lutheran has struck for 6 runs.
And Coach Borba yelling to the team, reminding them, hey, there's only 1 out. Because they've been on base and up for so long, they may be thinking, hey, there's 2, we got to go in contact. But Coach Borba still, hey, heads up, guys, play smart. Only 1 out.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep your foot on the pedal here. Do not give in to the 6-run cushion that you have. You know, Orange Lutheran will not do that as Travis Blue strikes out.
A little hesitant on that one, kind of checked a swing and took a called 3rd strike. So I think it was just a little bit of an error there by Blue, not a big deal. Coach Borba kind of smiled and gave him a pat on the back as he walked back to the dugout, like, hey, don't hesitate. You're good, have confidence, let the bat go.
So Cody Nolf checks in, second at bat of the game. He's 1 for 1. Drove in the game's first run for Orange Lutheran. Looking to tack on some more tallies here. If he can extend this inning, rips this one out to left field. Left fielder going back, Sheridan. It bounces off the wall. 1 comes in to score. Here comes the second. Sullivan scores 3 runs. The 3rd run, Cody Nolf.
Cody Nolf rips it off of the outfield wall. He hit a line drive about 335 feet, dead on a rope, right off the wall, drives in 3 runs, clears the bases, and just like that started all again. How many runs are we up to now, Romero?
9-0, and Cody Nolf putting on a show here. 4 RBIs.
Cody Nolf
and we're
early
in the first
on,
inning.
4 RBIs, 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs, and we're in the first inning. He might as well ask the coach to sit him down the rest of the game and take the MVP award and call it a wrap because I mean, he's already having an incredible game. Up to the plate now, number 3, Morgan.
So now Josh Morgan, the 13th hitter of the inning for Orange Lutheran, and Cox not having the start that he envisioned to this game.
No, and let's go back real quick to Cody Nolf. I mean, once again, we've already just mentioned it, but what a rope. He just crushed that ball. And in most stadiums, you know, that's a home run, but big field here today.
Chopper right back up the middle. Cox nearly grabs it right back to Lewinsky, who fires over to first. And finally, the inning is over, but not before the Lancers strike for 9 big runs here. After 1, the Lancers lead it 9-0 over the Braves. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the start of the 2nd inning here from Citrus College. You are listening to Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Welcome back to Lancers Baseball here, the start of the 2nd, as the Braves look to chip away at this deficit they face. Orange Lutheran picked up 9 runs in the bottom half of their first inning. Brian Conant will lead things off your lefty-lefty matchup. Big hack there. Can't catch up to the Vidro fastball. So Conant now down in the strike in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Not what you wanted out of your team after giving up a 9 spot in the first. A gasser right by Conant. Vidro picks up a strikeout.
And Vidro just looking so sharp here early on. I mean, throwing heaters, big movement on his curveball. He's doing a great job here early on. And he just got a great rest, by the way. He just had about 20 minutes to rest his arm between innings.
I remember he had 2 RBIs as well as he laced a rocket ball right by the 3 and 4 hole. Art Vidro is hitting in the number 7 spot tonight. Excuse me, today. One up, one down here for Vidro. Uses just 3 pitches, which was big here for Art Vidro because remember in that first inning, threw a lot of pitches, picks up another strikeout here. 3rd strikeout of the game for Vidro. Back-to-back strikeouts now for the Southpaw.
And we mentioned earlier how heavy the Orange Lutheran fan base travels. We've got to possibly talk to them about getting the K count going, having the posters each time there's a strikeout, maybe hanging up a K.
Something we're going to have to work in. Here as Koval checks in. Another strike thrown by Vidro. And boy, this kid's confidence has grown.
And here, sorry to cut you off, but the manager coming to talk to the umpire, and I think he's talking about the strike zone. Let's try to listen in here.
Just going to be quick here.
And
it's going to be a substitution here. They're going to sub.
It looks like they're subbing in number 15 for number 55. Our stat guy gave us the rosters but did not include the numbers, so we were not sure who that is.
Yeah, the Altaloma did not have a roster on their website or on Max Preps.
And we're being quiet here. Sorry about the dead time, folks, but we're trying to listen in on the field here to find out what's going on for you guys. So give us a second. Stay tuned, please.
Some roster change, but we're trying to figure out who.
It looks like almost that the Braves forgot to tell the umpire they sent up a different guy to the plate than was on the original roster.
Well, that's exactly it because he came in after 2 strikes and said it was supposed to be 55 at bat. Instead, it's 15. Michael Koval. And regardless, Koval will be down in the count once we resume play here. Here comes a pitch from Vidro, misses high upstairs, and Vidro was in a groove, throwing strike after strike. Then coach comes out, has a couple of words, and Vidro throws the ball. So 1-1 here to Koval. A big swing by Koval, cannot catch up to the fastball, and Vidro seems to be on point here with that fastball today. Here comes a 1-2. Koval able to stay alive as he battles and hits that one foul. But you wanted the Braves to come out here and maybe get a guy on first, get a guy on base, and slow this game down. Vidro's come out here and recorded 3 quick outs as he gets the strikeout of Koval.
Strikes him out looking. And when you're down 9 runs, top of the 2nd inning, you've got to go down swinging. Anything close, you've got to have your bats active.
Shouldn't that be actually the end of the inning? Because Vidro did pick up the...
And they're making another substitution here for the Braves. A lot of subs early on, considering they haven't gone through the entire lineup yet. And stepping up to the plate, number 19. And Art Vidro struck out the first. It looks like Art Vidro may have struck out all 3 batters thus far this inning, but unless we've had an error in the scorebooks.
Well, I know I'm not mistaken here because I'm taking the stats right here. And Vidro struck out Conant and Sheridan to start off the inning and picked up that strikeout of Koval. Should have been 3 outs. But regardless.
Maybe it was confusion that they may have switched the batter mid-inning, but regardless, Vidro racking up the Ks, looking sharp here in the top of the 2nd inning.
Up in the count here to Lewinsky as he fouls this one back. Cameraman Rob over here jumping out of the way.
If he didn't have good instincts, he would have been just like the second base umpire last inning, or the way that ball was coming back here.
Luckily, we are protected here by a fence and a little wall here.
1-2 count to the batter. Either 2 or 3 outs already this inning, depending on how you're scoring at home, folks.
Well, depending how the officials are scoring it. By my book, Vidro has already recorded 3 outs in this inning, 3 strikeouts. Trying to make it 4.
We'll send our intern Ross down there in a bit to see if we can find out what's happening. Vidro with the windup.
Here comes a 1-2. It's a little chop over the first base side as Tommy Bell will glove it and step on first himself. And Vidro retires his side here, 3 up and 3 down. Nobody comes in to score. No hits for the Lancers as we go down to the bottom of the second inning. Orange Lutheran with a 9-run cushion, and they're going to send their offense back out there.
And we have the luxury, folks, for you there at home watching the broadcast, we have the luxury of being right behind home plate. And did you see the movement on that payoff pitch? The curveball, the last pitch of the inning by Vidro, just the bottom of that ball dropped right out. Incredible movement. The batter was lucky to even make contact and barely hit a dribbler down the first base line, but Vidro looking great early on.
Rob, what are we seeing here from Art Vidro? You and I had an opportunity to cover this team last year, and we saw Art Vidro have this type of command last year. Early on in the season, though, he looks like he's in mid-season form.
Well, I've talked to Art so many times over the last couple of weeks, almost to the point where he's like, no more interviews. And I've asked him, you know what, Art, what's your plan this year? And he's like, he told me the same thing numerous times. Stay healthy. I want to locate my pitches. I want to get ahead in the count. And I just want to get quick outs and give my team the best chance to win. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. And like I've said before, a healthy Art Vidro is a very dangerous Art Vidro. And he can be really good when he's firing on all cylinders.
And that he is right now, as he already here, just 2 innings of work, 5 strikeouts for the Southpaw. 4 strikeouts.
And for those of you listening at home, if you'd like to sponsor our official K-meter this season, contact us, realtalksn.com.
Of course, you can email us at info@realtalksn.com. Today's starting lineup was brought to you by OC Sports Bar and Grill.
And stepping into the plate,
Jason
leading
Martin.
things off for the Lancers, number 5, Jason Martin.
4, 5, and 6 hitters due up here for Orange Lutheran. Looking back at what the 4, 5, and 6 guys did in the first inning, well, they went just 3 for 3 and drove in 3 runs.
And someone might be playing tricks on the Braves pitcher holding the glove somewhere else because he missed the strike zone by about 15 feet on that one.
Little chopper right back to the pitcher who feels is not going to be able to get the speedy Martin out in time. So the Lancers will start the inning off as they did in the first inning. That's with a leadoff runner at first base.
Charlie Hustle lays down a bunt, never looks at the ball, keeps his head down, runs to first the entire way, beats out the throw. And that's the thing. These guys are not looking, where'd the ball go? Oh, am I going to beat it out? They're keeping their head down, trusting their speed, and just going for it. And as a result, I've seen them stretch out in the preseason and today already probably 4 or 5 hits that could have been thrown out. That makes a huge difference.
That's exactly what some of the best base runners in baseball do is keep their head down, run right through.
They don't watch the ball. Exactly. They don't watch the ball. They just focus on running down the base path. It's hard to do because you want to know, hey, where's the ball?
Yeah.
But, I mean, just this team consistently, keeps their head down and runs the path.
Throw over to first base. Jason Martin dives in head first. He's safe.
And up to the plate, number 21 for the Lancers, Tommy Bell.
Bell 1 for 1. The runner at first goes. The throw into second is
an interference. Sorry to cut you off, but interference on 21, Tommy Bell. So they're going to call out. They're going to call Tommy Bell out.
Tommy Bell will be out, and they should.
I don't really think that was a malicious play that he tried to initiate contact, but I mean the ball was inside in the dirt, and what was he supposed to do? I mean, he didn't really make an effort. Hey, let me dive out of the way, but he definitely didn't make an effort to destruct that play, and it's just a judgment call from the umpire. Not much you can really do there.
Well, if you really think about it, that's a heady play there by Tommy Bell.
Exactly. Yeah, it kind of just stands in the way
Yeah.
and hey, throw the ball by me. But
That's
he
a
didn't.
smart play.
But he was in the batter's box and he didn't bump anyone. So, it's kind of one of those things where you're up 9 runs, you pick and choose your battles. It's a classy team. They're not going to really complain, and they'll just make sure they don't have any future incidents like that. They'll learn from it.
In my book, I wouldn't be mad at Tommy. I think that's a heads-up play there by Tommy Bell, knowing the situation.
Yeah, they're making it seem like that he put up his hands, and like caught the catcher's arm before he made the throw and obstructed the play. But
Martin again, he stops this time halfway to second.
yeah, and mind you, Martin has the stolen base called back. So on the play, Tommy Bell called out, and Martin loses a stolen bag.
Art Vidro, who has 2 RBIs in the game, in the batter's box for Orange Lutheran.
Such a nice swing, left-handed hitter and pitcher. Real smooth swing.
Here comes the pitch home again, hits it sharply. That's going to be a base knock. Jason Martin turns second, and the Lancers on the corners for Dalton Fries.
Art Vidro making me look good here in the booth. Right after I talk about his beautiful swing, left-handed hitter, he rips one between the 3 and 4 hole, exactly identical pretty much to his first at-bat, and advances the runner. And they're going to bring in a pinch runner again. In the preseason game, they let him run the bases. I don't know if that affected him at all, his pitching, but this time they're bringing in pinch runner, both at-bats now, and letting him relax and get ready to pitch. They're bringing in number 13, Drew Onderi, as the pinch runner. Once again, joining us here live, Orange Lutheran Baseball, Dick's Sporting Good, opening round tournament play. Orange Lutheran Lancers against the Braves from Altaloma. You can join us all season long, RealTalkSN.com. Aaron True, Ramiro de la Cruz, Rob Hayek on camera. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Don't forget, Robert Hayek will be writing throughout the course of the season. He is a Lancer beat writer here in 2012,
And if you follow CIF, Trinity League, high school baseball, prep sports, or anything of that matter, you're going to want to check out Real Talk SN for video, photo, written articles, and everything keeping you up to date. Just this last week, finished covering CIF basketball playoffs.
You and I were in a hostile environment on Tuesday.
The green hole. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in high school.
In high school, that was. We walked in there and I was like, "Are they serious? Is this a college game?" And we at the right place, and turned out we were.
We got lucky that I accidentally wore the opposing team's colors, so we blended in, and they made us part of the crowd. Luckily.
No, they were nice to us. That was a good game. As Ocean View, the number 1 seeded team, was upset in that game.
By Thousand Oak High School, yeah, big upset. And taking a strike.
It's Dalton Fries in box now. Or excuse me, not box. Cox looking a lot better here in the second inning. He's been hit sharply as the Lancers have him on first and second, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch home. Fries gets a hold of that one. It's hit deep down the right field line, but it goes just foul.
And as we mentioned pregame, a decent breeze here blowing in. So he just got caught in the wind and really tailed foul, but got a hold of that one, ripped it. Runners on first and third, actually. The runner advanced on the Art Vidro base hit.
Dalton Fries just a bit off balance. Just got a little bit under that one. Otherwise,
yeah,
that's a 3-run shot.
I'd love to see one of these kids take 1 yard today. Started off the season with a home run. And Dalton Fries goes down swinging. At least he's protecting the plate and going down swinging. And even Coach Borba, says, "Hey, good at bat." Either that or he said, "Hey, don't swing at balls off the plate." One of the two.
He put a charge into that 1-2 pitch on the previous one.
And he'll remember that his next time up about that, and hopefully that will give him some confidence, and maybe he'll get under another one.
Cox tries to throw over to first base and get the pinch runner and Derry out. As Matt Carlson checks in. 0 for 1 on the day, and Carlson hit the little looper out to straight on center field. Fairly cruises over and brings it in, so 3 outs. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. 2 men left stranded here for Orange Lutheran. We are through 2 complete innings of baseball here from Citrus College. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the start of the third inning here from Citrus College. You are watching Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Welcome back to Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com alongside Aaron True and Robert Hayek. Ramiro de la Cruz to call the action here as the Lancers kick off their 2012 campaign here against the Altaloma Braves. Currently here, top of the third inning, they are enjoying a 9-run cushion. All 9 runs coming back in the first inning for the Lancers. Back to the top of the lineup for the Braves as Dustin Fraley checks in. One ball, 2 strikes here. Here comes the 1-2 from Vidro. Fastball, that misses outside. So remember, back in the first inning, Art Vidro started off the Braves 2 up and 2 down, then allowed 2 men on base, and then was able to finish off the inning. But second inning, he worked quickly as a chopper hit down the third base side to Josh Morgan, but it drifts foul. Yeah, Josh Morgan, you look at this kid, he has range over that third base. We saw him last week. He can fire across the diamond in a hurry.
They were laying down bunts and choppers, little dribblers down the third baseline, and the guy's just throwing them out, throwing the runners out.
Firing darts across the diamond. Josh Morgan. Here comes the payoff to Fraley. That's his sharply but foul down the third base side. And we'll try it again at 3-2. Top of the third. Nobody out here for the Braves. Vidro from the belt kicks and deals. And the 3-2, they got him looking. Strike 3, the 5th strikeout of the game for Art Vidro. That is the first strikeout looking this inning, but that is the second guy he struck out, or third guy he struck out looking in this entire game.
It's unbelievable. Down 9 runs.
That ball's hit it over the third base side over Josh Morgan's head. He's going to try to go to second. They flip into second, and that's not going to be in time. So aggressive play there by Gomes, and he's in at second base for the first knock.
They've had base runners before. I'm not sure whether they walked, but did they get base hit?
That was the first base hit of the game. The first 2 guys got on via the walk.
Oh, you're right. He walked one guy.
And he hit another one. So walk and a hit, and that was the first base hit of the game here for the Braves coming in the third inning. And Gomes, with an aggressive play, puts himself in scoring position. for Garrett Dean. Gomes goes to third, the throw to third, and that's not going to be in time. So Gomes taking matters into his own hands.
Down 9-0. The Braves starting to show some courage here. Man on third base.
And you see,
The Altaloma Braves this night. Making moves and taking bases.
here comes the pitch to Dean. That ball is hit sharply but well foul over towards the right field side. When the Lancers come up in the bottom half, it'll be back to the top of the lineup. 1, 2, and 3 guys due up. Fastball for Vidro misses high and inside.
Had some heat on it, though. Oh, that's muy caliente. Cameraman giving me a strange look after that comment.
Comes the 1-2, a little chopper right to Nolf. Nolf gloves, fires quickly to first, gets Carlson off the bag, and that's not going to be in time. So the Braves score their first run of the game, and they are now down 9-1.
Yeah, the Lancers getting a little bit complacent here with a huge lead early on. Maybe just lost focus for a second. Not playing typical Lancers baseball, not listening to the ball, and then that errant throw off that.
Cody Nolf couldn't get rid of the baseball in time, and
Remember, though, the runner made it to second in the first place originally because they had no one covering the bag. Just kind of lost focus for a second, and the runner stretched the single out.
I think that run right there was, you got to give credit to the Braves offense. They've been aggressive. He took second, then he goes and stole third. And here comes the second pitch that misses outside to Chad Keenan.
Having trouble locating the strike zone right now, but throwing deep is hard to throw. A lot of movement. Really nice ball. Decent sized lead from the runner at first. They're testing Vidro.
Vidro misses outside again, so the last two times they call that a strike?
This umpire went to umpiring school in Texas because bigger is better when he's calling strikes.
2-2 the count.
That ball was landing in the parking lot, but generous call. And Art Vidro with the heads up play, quick pickoff movement first, just missed. I love watching that pickoff movement, Vidro. I think it's beautiful. Reminds me of Tom Pettit.
Call him a crafty southpaw before the game, and that is a good word to use to describe him, as that one is hit back here to the backstop again. And anytime those balls come back here, you want to, you almost want to like get out of the way, but even though there's a fence protecting us.
Big lead here at first, runner being held on them.
2-2, and
Just losing control of the curveball and hits the batter. And that's the second time, exact same thing. He threw a curveball and it just didn't break enough. And the hitter just turned his shoulder into it, takes it off the bat. That's the second hit batter this game for Vidro. Neither of them intentional, obviously. No malintent, but just a little bit of control on the curveball. Only when it comes to left-handed hitters. And the thing is, his curveball has so much movement on it that when he throws it to the right-handed hitter, it can break. But the left-handed hitters, then in the batter box, it doesn't have time to break, and it's hitting.
both times as the runners think about going here, Vidro misses with the first pitch. And Vidro now laboring out on the mound and gave up his only run of the game here in this inning. Still just one out. Runners on first and second for the Braves. And there's a strike called down in the strike zone for Art Vidro. 1-1 to D'Amico. 9-1, Orange Lutheran leads. Finished with a 15-14 record in 2011. Runners go this time. That ball's hit right to Morgan, who gloves it and cannot put the glove on the bag in time. But what a play there by the third baseman. Morgan nearly tags the bag, but cannot get the runner, Christian Gomes.
Yeah, Morgan definitely saved your run by stopping the ball there, but if he tried to tag the base, it would have been a force play. And the base runner, I don't know if he slid past the bag or if he was in there safe and then got back on the bag, but it looked like it was a poster play when the umpire called it. Umpire had a horrible aim.
Yeah, Garrett Dean
What did you think, Romero?
got on the outside. He was in there safely, but a good job there by the base runner to kind of slide on the outside of the bag where Josh Morgan was tagging the inside.
But did he slide past it, or was he able to use his hand on it when he slid by? Because it was a force out.
As he slid by, he kept his left hand on the bag, on the outside of the bag. So it was a close play, but it was the right call as well.
Your nickname is 2020, so I will benefit of the doubt on that one.
Bases loaded now for the Braces. Pitching coach Ed Deese will walk onto the mound and have a couple of words with Art Vidro, who's losing his control here in the third inning. Orange Lutheran up 9-1, but as quickly as he's got those 9 runs, they can easily give them up.
Yeah, one swing of the bat, you can have a grand slam, and you're only down 4 runs. You put in a 4-run hit, you're only down 4. You can cut the lead in half. One swing of that. Number 25 is Braves stepping into the plate.
Bryant Conan struck out in the last inning. We'll look to cash in here. Looking to get on base any way possible, driving a run here. Nowhere to put Conan.
A lot of pressure on the batter. This might be their best opportunity of the game. Down 8 runs. Either can't find the strike zone. Great defense for the Lancers. Maybe he wants to trust his defense and just, keep the ball low, but at least over the plate.
Comes a pitch that misses down outside for Mark Vidro. Bases loaded here for the Braves. A base hit here would bring this game a lot closer here. Nowhere to put the runner, D'Amico, as Art Vidro walks him, and the second run of the game will come across to score for the Braves.
The batter doing the ollie shuffle in the batter box. The payoff pitch. Taken for a ball, and a runner walked home quickly just like that. 2 men on the board for the Braves. 9-2 Lancers.
And this time it is Brian Conant who checks in, the left-handed hitter. 9-2, bases loaded for Conant. Conant shows bunt as Josh Morgan crashes in from third base. 9-2 now. The lead is shrinking here for the Lancers. Still a big cushion here as they lead it by 7. And Vidro again misses downstairs.
Vidro having trouble locating the strike zone this inning. Already 2 men scored, bases loaded.
Has walked a hitter and hit a hitter here in the third. Here comes a pitch to Conant, and Conant should have probably went around on that one.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best pitches he's going to get. It was about belt buckle high, right over the plate, fastball. He could have really drove that ball.
A ball and 2 strikes here to Conant. Bases loaded. Top of the third. Here comes a delivery, a swing and a miss. Vidros gets his 6th strikeout of the game, and a big crucial spot there as Conant picks up his 2nd strikeout of the game.
That was a huge strikeout because with the bases loaded now, 2 outs, you can go anywhere for a force play and the inning's over. So right now, guys got to be heads up. Third baseman Josh Morgan going up to Vidro saying, "Hey, relax, we got you on defense. Plays to any bag. Don't worry, we got you."
Well, that's a luxury you have as a pitcher when your offense goes out there and puts up a nice spot in the first. You don't have to pitch your best baseball.
Yeah, even if he gives up a grand slam here, they're still up by 3 runs.
Not in the mindset of Vidro, though. He's trying to get out of this inning right now.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to give up a grand slam.
Definitely not.
The only time I'm giving up a grand slam is if you take away my dinner when I'm at Denny's. Other than that, not going to happen here today.
Runners think about going there as Vidro comes down with a fastball right down Broadway.
Number 8 on the Braves, the hitter up to bat right now, taking a look at the first base coach for the signal.
Here comes a 1-2 to Sheridan. Sheridan holds back as Vidro can hit the strike zone there. 2-1 the count, excuse me. Had the count backwards. No scoreboard on here tonight in this game. Second time in as many games as that the scoreboard is not on. And Vidro cannot hit the strike zone. 3-1 the count to Sheridan. Nowhere to put Sheridan here. No bases available.
The ball here walks in another run.
And the Braves dugout starting to get loud here. Here comes a 3-1 that's ripped over the head of Cody Knopf. At least one will come in to score. They're going to send the runner home. The throw-in from center field is not in time. 2 more runs come in to score for the Braves. Sheridan cashes in with a 2 RBI double.
And Coach Borba heading to the mound to talk to his starting pitcher, Art Vidro.
Vidro came right down the middle with a fastball, and Sheridan knew exactly what to do with it. He deposited it over the head of the shortstop, Cody Knopf, and that's going to do it for Art Vidro, so he lasts just 2 2/3.
Yeah, looked sharp early and then just struggled a lot this part of the inning. A little bit frustrated, he walks into the dugout, calls it a day. As Coach Borba hands the ball to a new pitcher here taking over for the Lancers. Headed to the mound, number 23 for the Orange Lutheran Lancers, Garrett King, the sophomore right-handed pitcher, 6'3", 165 pounds, looking to take over and hopefully keep this victory for Art Vidro. And for those of you scoring at home, Romero, what is the score?
9-4, Orange Lutheran up 9-4 after those. The Braves now they're starting to cut it closer and they're starting to make this a ball game. Remember, Orange Lutheran went up 9-0 early in the game. In that first inning, they put up the 9th spot, but the Braves chipping away at the lead here. They've scored all 4 runs here in this inning, so they're trying to replicate what Orange Lutheran did in that first inning. But better yet, they're not trying to get them all in at once. They want to chip away at this lead little by little, but it's going to be tough for them as they're going to have to put runs on the scoreboard, and then on the defensive side, they're going to have to find a way to shut down this Lancers offense.
Yeah, luckily they have such a high-powered offense, the Lancers, that they can get away with things like this. You know, their pitcher having an off day, but they don't want to make a habit of it. They don't want to make a habit or a pattern of getting in trouble with their starting pitchers like this, because you don't want to have to depend on your bullpen this early in a game. Normally, you know, a relief pitcher, you want to go 1 or 2 innings at the most, and we've still got over 3 innings of play here left in the game. That's a lot of pitching for a relief pitcher.
Yeah, Robert, in the second game, Orange Lutheran scored 6 runs in the first inning, and then were held to 2 in the rest of the game. How does Orange Lutheran keep their offense active here in this game?
Well, to just keep a mental note, you got to pretend like the game is 0-0 at all times. You cannot think that you're up 9-0 at any point in this game. You just got to keep plugging away, keep trying to get as many hits, many base runners as possible, and that's the only way you're going to win this game. And this is actually good right now for Orange Lutheran to experience this kind of adversity early in the season, because later on, they're going to be facing tougher teams in the Trinity League.
You're absolutely right there, Rob. When they get into league play, some of the best teams in Southern California belong to the Trinity League.
Yeah, it's probably one of the toughest leagues out there. One of them, at least in Southern California, for baseball. Incredible talent in the Trinity League.
Justin King, that one's shot. That's going to get by Josh Morgan. Another run comes in to score. And the score now 9-5 as they get the runner Koval in a pickle. Travis Blue keeping his eye over on the runner at third base. They throw home. Koval goes into second safely. And now the pickle's between third and home. And they tag out the runner to end the inning, but not before the Braves score 5 crucial runs on just 4 hits. one man left stranded after 2.5 innings, though. It is 9-5. The Orange Lutheran Lancers leading. Robert, the Braves come back and they answer with a big 5 spot there.
Well, that's exactly what you got to do. Now it's actually a game. You're not getting blown out anymore. You've put yourselves in a position to be threatening, and you've given your pitcher a little bit of a chance to, have more confidence out there, because now it's a game in which you guys have a chance to come back and win this game. It's still the bottom of the third. There's still 4 more innings left to try and get something done. So this is still, we have a lot of baseball left, and I don't think 9-5 is going to be the final score.
Well, going at this rate, there's still a lot of runs possibly to be put on the board. But the Braves starting to shift momentum here. They just put up 5 big runs there in the top half of the inning. And now the Lancers coming up to plate. It looks like they're going to have the top of the order coming up to plate. Going to have starting things off again with Cody Sullivan, followed by Travis Blue. And then coming up third, Cody Nolf.
So back to the top of the lineup here for Orange Lutheran. 1, 2, and 3 guys due up for Orange Lutheran. The Braves will come right back with Cox, who started the game on the mound for them, has given up the 9 runs, but they will stick with their number 1 guy. Started the 2012 season for both of these teams, non-league play. Orange Lutheran has a big tournament coming up in March as well. One of the 2 tournaments here this season for Orange Lutheran.
Sullivan takes a first ball outside for a ball. Second pitch, a little high and outside, but when you're playing in this game, that's a strike, ladies and gentlemen, so the count is 1-1.
A ball and a strike here to Sullivan, who is 1 for 1 in the game, has been on base twice, has scored once. He walked in the first inning and got a base hit in the second.
And that's exactly what you want from your leadoff hitter, getting on base. And he does it. If he's going to get a hit, a walk, no matter what it takes, he'll get on base.
Comes a pitch from Cox, hit sharply right at Keenan, the third baseman, who throws across the diamond. 1 up and 1 down for Cox. So
nice play by the third baseman on the Braves. That was a sharply hit ball, took a weird hop, and third baseman cut it off perfectly, had his momentum going into the throw to first base, and Braves starting to look sharp here.
That's what you want right there. You get a quick out after your offense goes out there and scores 5 runs, and Travis Blue now checks in for Orange Lutheran. 1 for 2 on the day for Travis Blue. Scored a run in the first. That ball is hit right back to Cox, who gloves it. Will flip it to the first baseman. 2 outs.
And the Braves playing some pretty good defense here to start things off. 2 balls hit sharply, but 2 great plays in the field, and 2 up, 2 down. Stepping into the plate, the Nolfster, Cody Nolf. He's having a great game thus far. Talk to us about it, Ramiro.
Yeah, Cody Nolf, he's 2 for 2 in the game, 4 ribbies in this game, and he goes first pitch swinging. This one's popped up over here, and that's going to run out of room for the catcher. Cody Nolf, 2 for 2 to start 2012, 4 RBIs.
Yeah, you can tell this is going to be one guy on the Orange Lutheran Lancers that they're going to really depend on this season to produce and put on RBIs, and thus far not letting them down. They're up by 4 runs. He's got 4 RBIs doing his part here today.
Not only that, but he is one of the leaders here on this Lancers team. He's a senior. He's a 4-year guy here for this team. As Cox misses outside, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, I mean, he just absolutely ripped one to the outfield off the wall. One of his at-bats. I'd like to see him get a hold of another one, see if he can take it out of the park here.
The 1-1 misses down outside. 2 balls and a strike to Cody Nolf. Cox starting to pitch careful to the guy in the batter's box. Here comes the delivery. That pitch is ripped right back up the middle. Sheds off the glove of Cox, and the second baseman, Lewinsky, will throw out Nolf. So 3 up and 3 down here. We are through 3 complete innings here from Citrus College. It is the Orange Lutheran Lancers leading 9-5 over the Altaloma Braves. Do not go anywhere. You are listening and watching Lancers baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Hello and welcome back to Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com alongside Robert Hayek and Aaron True. Romero de la Cruz calling the action here today. Start of the fourth inning with the Lancers up 9-5 over the Altaloma Braves. Nick Lewinsky leading things off for the Braves. The number 9 hitter grounded out to the first baseman, Matt Carlson. Back in the second, Carlson replacing Tommy Bell over at first base. And Turner Bias now and left. Turner came back on the rubber for the Orange Lutheran Lancers, came in to replace Art Vidro, who left the game after surrendering 5 runs. The line on him, 2 2/3, 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, he was looking really good early. Great command, a lot of strikeouts, and just that inning, things got out of control real fast. Normally the plays that the Lancers thrive on, the throwouts, the great fielding, it just all didn't work out. It just kept going downhill like a snowball effect.
King picks up a strikeout of the number 9 hitter, Lewinsky. And 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the fourth. Big strikeout there for King. Back to the top of the lineup now for the Braves as Dustin Fraley checks in. He is 0 for 2, grounded out to short in the first and struck out in the third.
Big hanging curveball in for a strike.
Justin King, just one of the new faces here on this 2012 Lancers roster. As he hits Fraley, the leadoff man, he'll go on base. Excuse me, the number 1 hitter in the lineup, not the leadoff here in this inning. That is a third hitter that's been hit by a Lancer pitcher here in this game. Vidro hit 2, and now Justin King hit.
Well, the batter hit just now. He didn't really seem to mind, just took it right on the shoulder.
Christian Gomes now in the batter's box for the Braves. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Drove in the first run of the game for the Braves back in the third. Struck out looking in the first. Throw to first base, not in time.
That was close. He was in there, but that was close. And doing a good job of holding the runner on. Last inning, the Braves' big rally pretty much started off by them stealing third base. So they're trying to make sure, the Lancers, that there are no stolen bases early in this inning.
Again, another snap throw to first base, and good camera shot there by our cameraman, Robert Hike.
Oscar Award nominated. Oh, whoops, that's his cousin Selma.
They throw
in there for a called strike.
Called strike there by Justin King, Chris Wickman warming up in the bullpen for Orange Lutheran.
Wickman is a big boy. I'd like to see him get in there. He's got a great arm, great control. But King's doing a good job thus far this inning, outside of being a batter, of course.
Started off the inning with the strikeout of Nick Lewinsky.
Batter showing bunt. And King steps off the mound, collects himself.
And as soon as he does, you hear everybody on the Braves in the Braves dugout calling for a balk. Not going to get the call, though, from the umpire.
A pitch out. Started the pitch out, try to get the runner at first, but not in time.
Good throw there down to first base from Stummy, the catcher.
Yeah, Stummy at catcher having a solid game. We've seen on the other squad, the Braves had a couple of missed balls, drop balls, pass balls, and Lutheran was able to really capitalize on that. And Stummy doing a good job, though, hasn't really had any issues. And like we saw last week, a lot of space behind the catcher all the way to the backstop. If there's a pass ball, the runner's advancing.
Comes the pitch, a bunt down the first base side. It goes foul.
Almost looked like it hit the runner.
And now the bunt will be called off as the hitter Christian Gomes picks up his second strike in the at-bat. So again, if you haven't already done so, follow us on Twitter at Real Talk SN. Check us out on Facebook, Real Talk Sports Network. Or go to the website, realtalksn.com.
Videos, photos, news articles. If you want it, we've got it.
Again, a throw to first base. A tag applied by Carlson, not in time, though. And
maybe they figure they're tiring him out so much throwing to first that he won't be able to, A, steal a base, and B, run the bases. And sorry to laugh, but the runner at first calls time and shakes out his uniform. He's filled with dirt from sliding back into first so many times.
Uniform nice and dirty.
Yeah, shaking out his socks and his shirt there.
For Dustin Fraley, a bump back to the pitcher, gloved. The throw in the second in time. The throw back to first will not be in time, so they get the leadoff runner out.
They're lucky to get the lead runner even, or did they call him safe?
No, they called him out.
They called him out. He was hoping they didn't notice that he never left the bag, though. Stays on second for a little bit, and Ump says, hey, son, head to the dugout, you're out.
And there you see just a smart play by the sophomore, Justin King, and knowing that, hey, we have time to get the lead runner out here. They do just that as they throw to second. Cody Null fired a strong throw to first base, but could not get the speedy Gomes out.
Yeah, it was a good play by Cody Nolf to get to the bag, even to cover second, get the lead runner, and then made a heads-up play, leaping in there, saving the ball from going to the outfield. It would have been disastrous.
Garrett Dean checks in, 1-for-1 in the game. Has been on base twice, make it 3 times as he rips this one into shallow center. So for Garrett Dean is now 2-for-2, 2 singles, and was hit by a pitch way back in the first inning. So the inning will continue here for the Braves.
Runners on first and second. And this is... big play that the umpire did not see. The Lancers tagged the runner on second out, but the umpire had his back to the play. Looking for an official ruling here. Coach Borba heads out to talk to the ump. Heads up play by the Lancers. The Braves saying, hey, we had called time, plus his back was turned to the play. He didn't even see the play.
Borba walks back.
Borba taking his time walking back, letting the umpire know, hey, you may be controlling this game, but this is our field. We're looking for victory here today.
Coach Borba walks back, and
which we won't repeat what he said to the umpire, but Coach Borba says to the umpire, makes his piece, and we'll leave it at that.
Didn't say anything we can't.
He didn't swear anything, but I mean, it's
we'll just go ahead and say it.
All right. Well, he said, "Hey, know the game."
He just walked back and said, "Hey, know the game." As the runners go, they throw in the third, and They'll tag the runner out
Ooh.
in time, and
Great slide, though. Almost avoids the tag from Morgan, but able to get him.
a strong throw there from Matt Stummy, and that will end the inning. No runs on no hits. Or one base knock. 2 men left stranded for the Braves, and we take it to the bottom of the 4th inning, where the Lancers look to tack on some cushion here in the bottom of the 4th. They've been held scoreless since the 1st inning, where they put up a 9 spot. Rob, a big-time inning there for Justin King to be able to get out of it with runners on 2nd and 3rd.
Well, Justin King, the sophomore, was the key in that inning. First of all, he got the first out by making a stellar play to field it cleanly, turn all the way around, make the clean throw all the way down to second base. And then he got the strikeout. But not only did he get a strikeout, it was a strike him out, throw him out, double play. A great instinctive play by Stummy to be able to throw the ball to third, and a nice clean tag by the third baseman Morgan, able to get the out, and a double play to end the inning. And the Lancers, you know what, they're still leading 9-5.
Josh Morgan will lead things off here for the Orange Lutheran Lancers. Thanks, Robert. That was Robert there with his half-inning analysis, brought to you, of course, today by OC Sports Bar and Grill, directly across the street from Angel Stadium. We'll be there after the game. Come down and join us.
We'll be there all season long. Most of the post games, we'll be there enjoying ourselves. Post game beverages and snacks. Thanks for the update, our very own sideline reporter, Rob Hayek.
Of course, he's working the camera here today.
He's also on stats.
Taking credit. You're taking my my juice away.
Well, it's kind of a joke because our stats
Yeah,
have
no.
been off the entire game. No, I'm just kidding.
4, 5, and 6 due up here for Orange Lutheran as Morgan gets under that one and shoots that one out to right field, and D'Amico comes in and records the first out of the inning. So the Lancers going down quickly here again.
Big swing from Morgan, huge swing, and just like you said, going down early. They kind of need to get back to what got them here in the first place, which is playing small ball, taking their time at bats, just looking to get on base, doing whatever it takes, and they're taking huge hacks right now, big cuts, not really just trying to put the bat on the ball and let things happen. They're forcing things a little bit.
Jason Martin will check in, sees the first pitch strike. Martin 2 for 2 in the game. 2 RBIs in the first. That ball hit sharply, but right at the shortstop Gomes, who throws a dart over to first base. 2 up and 2 down, and Cox looking a lot sharper than he did in that first inning.
Well, here's the thing. The last inning, it was 3 up, 3 down, but they hit the ball sharply all 3 times. Here, 2 up, 2 down, both batters have hit the ball sharply. So it's not, I mean, we're talking a matter of inches here. If any of those 5 balls go a half inch either way, I mean, this game could be completely different. So I don't know if he's really pitching that much better, or his defense is playing better, or if it's just they're getting lucky, the ball's going to the defenders. But so far, so good in the last 2 innings.
Turner Bias now checking in for his first at-bat of the game, replacing Tommy Bell. So Turner Bias comes in for the Lancers after Tommy Bell was in for 2 innings. But a good sign for Lancer fans and Lancer players to see Tommy Bell back in uniform for Orange Lutheran. Here comes the 2-2, the rip right back up the middle by Bias. That one's bobbled by Gomes, and Bias will get on base.
Playing hot potato, bobbles the ball 3 or 4 times, and Bias able to beat out the broken up play, makes it safe to first. And just like that, maybe we've got a little momentum going for the Orange Lutheran Lancers. Runner on first, stepping up to the plate, Art Vidro. He's had a hot bat thus far. What is he, 2 for 3?
Art Vidro, 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
2 RBIs, had a double in the first. First pitch to Vidro, a high fastball that misses outside.
And he's had both hits, I believe, through the 3 and 4 hole between the first and second baseman. And the way they're playing the shift, they're giving him that entire section of the field to work with. So I mean, I don't know if you noticed that or not, Ramiro, but don't you think that's kind of strange that he's hit the ball there twice, both at bats, and they're giving him all that room?
And the interesting thing is, if you look at where they're locating the pitches against Art Vidro, everything's outside of the strike zone, and Art Vidro doing a good job of pulling it to the right side of the field.
Yeah, that's a good point. The pitcher is throwing to the outside, and they're playing the shift that way, but and I did say shift, so for those of you listening.
And both times it's been unsuccessful. As Vidro works 2 for 2 to start 2012 in a hot streak. Two and two the count here to Vidro, this left-handed hitter. Here comes a pitch from Cox. There it was as Vidro. The umpire had a different.
No, the umpire had it right.
Count.
Vidro just a little anxious, takes the base a little bit early. It's now back to 3 and 2. It was 2 and 2. Vidro took the called ball, but headed to first. Aaron as a Aaron.
The official held up 2 and 1, so we'll see. A big swing there from Vidro. Now it's 2 and 2. So
you're right. Sorry, folks. Early on, it's a little tough. We've got no scoreboard, and we're trying our best out here. Sorry about that at home. Full count officially this time. Or actually, it's
here comes a 2-2. That's in there. A called strike down in the zone. And Vidro goes down. And that is the end of the 4th inning. No runs for Orange Lutheran on a base knock. No errors. A man left stranded at first base after 4 completed is 9-5. Orange Lutheran up. But the Braves looking to answer right back. Do not go anywhere. You are watching Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Welcome back to Lancers Baseball here, top of the 5th inning. The Altaloma Braves back up to bat. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up here for the Braves. They went down quiet in the 4th as Justin King worked a 1-2-3 inning.
And it looks like we've got a pitching change to start the top of the 5th. Romero, who's on the mound for the Lancers?
Chris Wickman has replaced Justin King. So the 3rd pitcher of the game here for Orange Lutheran. They started the game with Art Vidro, the southpaw. Looked strong, had 5 strikeouts, but gave up 5 runs. In the 3rd inning was pulled with, so the line on him was 2 2/3. Gave up 5 runs, struck out 5.
And now they bring in the senior, hoping for him to finish off the job. What Art Vidro started and what King left off with. Chris Wickman steps in, hoping to complete this game here for the Lancers. Couple innings left to go, still to play.
And Wickman, he's been solid here so far for Orange Lutheran in non-league play. In the pitched 2 scoreless innings last Saturday, up in Corona. And then the alumni game, we saw him work a scoreless inning as well. He's looking to continue that scoreless inning streak here. And boy, would the Lancers look to do that here as he gets a strikeout of Chad Keenan.
Struck out looking. Great way to start off the inning.
Nice movement on that pitch by Chris Wickman as well.
Yeah, it looked like it was coming straight at the batter, and the last second broke right over the strike zone.
Nate D'Amico, 1 for 2 in the game. First pitch in there, call strike, and Chris Wickman working quickly. He's going to be a valuable pitcher coming out of the bullpen for Orange Lutheran this year is Chris Wickman. And D'Amico in a quick hole here, no balls, 2 strikes. And look, if you look on the mound, Chris Wickman, right after the pitch, gets back on the mound immediately and sets up. Here comes the 0-2. Misses outside, and Wickman thought he may have had the strikeout. I thought he had the strikeout.
Yeah, Wickman's all business. Right back on the mound, sets up for the payoff pitch again.
Here comes the 0-2. That ball's hit sharply right at Morgan, gloved. And Morgan will throw a laser across the diamond, 2 up, 2 down.
And there's the arm we've been talking about all day long. Third baseman Morgan showing off a little bit of that power. Throws a laser accurate strike right to first base. It guns out the runner.
This guy is going to be some talent here for Orange Lutheran, just a sophomore. Nice play there by the third baseman as Brian Conant checks in for the Braves. That ball's hit sharply at the center field, and Connor Sullivan will watch it bounce in front of him. So you can forget about the 1-2-3 inning as Conant checks in with his first base knock of the season.
And just like that, the Braves have a runner on first, looking to make something happen this inning. Down thus far, top of the 5th, Lancers leading 9-5 over the Braves. I want to say a big hello to all the Lancer fans listening to us live, all the Braves fans as well, and all the high school sports fans in general. Thanks for listening. RealTalkSN.com. We'll be here all season long. Your home for Lancers baseball.
We want to give a shout out to any of the players in the game. Go ahead and send us a tweet at RealTalkSN. Here comes a pitch from Wickman that misses upstairs.
Shows bunt, takes a ball. Manager from the Braves very active, either trying to land a helicopter or giving some very, very specific signals to his players at bat. Runner at first fakes the stolen base to second, but heads back to first base. Digging in at plate, number 8 for the Braves.
That ball is chopped down the first base side, gloved by Carlson. He'll go the short way and step on the bag himself. And we are through 4.5 here from Citrus College, where the Lancers lead it 9-5. Rob, your assessment on that inning from Chris Wickman?
Well, Chris Wickman came in, and you know what? He just worked really quickly. He wanted to get strikes. He wanted to get the outs as fast as he could. And I really believe that this is going to be a very strong bullpen for committee. And this game's been a bullpen for a committee game. You have Vidrio come in for 2 2/3 innings, and then you have, of course, King for about an inning and 2/3. And now you have, of course, Wickman. So let's see how the bullpen does in finishing this one off. They have a 9-5 lead, and they only need to pitch 2 more innings, and then they'll get the job done for this one.
Thanks for that update, Rob. Appreciate the live in-game updates you've been giving us all afternoon long. And like you said, the pitcher, Wickman, doing a great job, wanted to find the strike zone, wanted to throw strikes, wanted to work quickly and get outs, and guess what? That's what he did.
That's exactly what he did, and they as an Orange Lutheran have used 3 pitchers. They started with Art Vidrio, then Justin King and Chris Wickman, their latest pitcher. On the flip side, the Altaloma Braves, they've stuck with their starter Cox here through the game who gave up the 9 runs, but he's settled down. He's looked sharp here in the last couple of innings.
Yeah, you take away the 9 spot and 13 batters in the first inning, and he's pitched a shutout the last 3-4 innings, it looks like.
That's exactly what it is.
You got to have a lot of confidence in your pitcher to say, hey, you gave up 9 runs, you faced the lineup almost twice, you threw 50 pitches, but guess what? We're going to let you finish this game out. We're going to let you ride it out. Either that or they just don't have much depth.
I don't think that depth is a concern.
Earlier in the game, quick note, they said that they only had about 20 players on their team. So you're right, they don't have that much depth to begin with.
So that could be it there, as Dalton Fries will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th for Orange Lutheran.
And the Braves' defense all game long, it's just these shifts that they're playing they're just giving up so much room.
This time a big hole right up the middle.
And the left field line. If you look at the way they're playing the shift,
the outfield,
they're not playing anyone in left field, yet they're not covering anywhere in the hole, the rover spot. I mean, it's just such an interesting shift.
Sheridan, the left fielder, out in right center field as Dalton Fries grounds out to start the inning. And a good start to this inning from Cox. And the last 3 innings now, Orange Lutheran has failed to get the leadoff man on, where in the 2 first innings, they got the leadoff guys on.
And their success, I think, has contributed almost 100% to being able to get the leadoff runner on base. That's their MO. That's the way they do damage, and that's the way they like to play baseball. But they've gotten away from that the last several innings and unable to get their leadoff guy on base.
Connor Sullivan, now the number 9 hitter, checks in for Orange Lutheran as Cox misses inside.
And actually, Carlson that's the number 9 hitter, Carlson, up to bat. I believe you said Sullivan up in the on-deck circle. And they've had a lot of at-bats here, getting a lot of at-bats here early on in the first game of the season. Seeing a lot of pitches are the Orange Lutheran Lancers.
Cox misses downstairs to Carlson there to make it a 1-1 count. Here comes a 1-1 from Cox. High windup, and he misses down outside. 2-1 now to Carlson. If Carlson can get on base here for there's a strike, and the count now 2-2. Here comes the pitch from Cox. Hit sharply by Carlson, deep in the hole. The throw to first is not going to be in time. Carlson will get in there safely, in a nice effort, though, by Gomes. The shortstop, ranging all the way to his right, was deep in the hole, almost in the grass. Able to make a jump throw over to first base, but cannot get it over to first base in time.
Yeah, a really great effort by the Braves shortstop, almost making a play there on the batter, Carlson.
And for Matt Carlson, welcome to 2012. Excuse me. There's his first hit of the season.
And I don't blame you for being a little bit tied up there. I mean, we're having a great day this afternoon watching these Orange Lutheran Lancers play some baseball, and a lot of action here. Coach Borba talking to the umpire once again. Borba and the head official having issues what seems like all afternoon long. Not easy for the umpires out here. Only 2 guys on field covering this entire game.
You know what? It's always important to get that first base hit out. Get that first base hit of the season out of the way. Mm-hmm. Everybody in the lineup here today has got that first base hit of the game of the season out of the way.
Unbelievable. How often do you say that?
In the first game. And the game's still not over. Bottom of the 5th inning. Connor Sullivan do a bunt down the third base side, and that one's going to drift foul.
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I've actually played full seasons where I may not have gotten a hit. Let alone a game.
I don't think there's much to brag about that. I wouldn't. I don't think we would consider that bragging.
Well, my on-base percentage was 1,000. I walked or was hit by a pitch every play, or every time. No, I'm just kidding. I play in Little League. Growing up, I had a few seasons where I was afraid of the ball. I took some nasty pitches, errant pitches, to the body, and I had a few seasons there where I'd rather not really swing.
And if you're Connor Sullivan right now, the third baseman, Keenan, playing way off the bag. If you shoot that one down the third base side, that's going and nothing but real estate over there.
Yeah, but Sullivan, I think he's hit ground balls every time he's been up to the plate. Or excuse me, well, one time he walked, but he's had a single and then a ground out, I think, right?
A single back in the second and grounded out to the first baseman in the third. So the fourth at bat here for Connor Sullivan. He's 1 for 2.
And he's got the first baseline pretty much open because the first baseman is covering first, so he's got a huge gap between the first and second baseman.
Fastball misses inside from Cox.
2-1 count. Sullivan steps into the batter's box. Quick pickoff move from the pitcher. Not in time.
Starting to use that pickoff move quite often. Here is Cox now. Here comes the 2-1. Carlson goes a pitch outside. Slide into second. The throw is not going to be in time, so Matt Carlson has the theft of second. Puts himself in scoring position for Connor Sullivan. Just one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Orange Lutheran looking to tack on another run.
3 balls, 1 strike to Sullivan. A runner on second in scoring position.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Sullivan hits this one sharp, but right at Lewinsky. Bobbles it, and here comes Matt Carlson. A heads-up play. Lewinsky could not find the baseball.
Big hop. That took a big hop. The baseball hit the second baseman right in the shoulder. He bobbles it. Runner safe at first. Runner scores. Just like that, the Lancers up 10-5.
So Orange Lutheran now doubles up the Braves, and that a big insurance run there for Orange Lutheran as Travis Blue checks in at 1 and 2.
Lancers now up by a nickel spot, looking to close this game out strong offensively. Travis Blue up to the plate.
1 for 3 is Travis Blue. Struck out and grounded out to the first baseman for his outs, and had a single back in the first. Came across to score a run as well.
Yeah, he made good contact his last at bat, but right to the first baseman, and he was out.
And with that last run that Matt Carlson scored, okay, everybody in the lineup in this game has had a base hit, but everybody in the lineup has also scored a run now in the game for Orange Lutheran. Carlson was the only one to this point that had not had a hit or a run. Has added both here in the fifth. Travis Blue lays down a beauty of a bunt down the third base side, and no play at first base. Pitcher perfect bunt for Travis Blue.
What a bunt. Bunts for a base hit. A lot of time when you bunt, you try to advance the runner, you're just laying down a bunt hoping for a sacrifice. When Orange Lutheran bunts, they're bunting for base hits. And once again, Travis Blue, incredible bunt down the third base side, runs out the play. No play even at first. That good of a bunt.
So now the Lancers back in business. Just one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Cody Nolf crouches down that batting stance, looking so comfortable in the batter's box.
And chants from the Orange Lutheran faithful. You my boy, Blue. From the sidelines, Travis Blue, another base hit.
Runners on first and second for Nolf. Fastball up at the letters, and Nolf will not offer at that.
Nolf at least 4 RBIs that I know of today. Correct me if I'm wrong. Having an incredible game.
That ball misses downstairs.
Good eye by Nolf.
You're absolutely right. Cody Nolf with 4 RBIs in the game. Looking to make it 5. 2-1 the count.
Second base umpire a little bit brave standing where he is after taking already 1 ball to the body today.
Here comes the 2-1. That misses out. Oh, a strike called. Forgive me up. heard me call the ball early, I guess, and
You never ever want to.
he's trying to show me up.
Yeah, you never ever want to criticize or second guess an official, but that ball nearly hit the other dugout.
Runner goes. That's over the head of the third baseman, and Connor Sullivan will easily cruise in and score the 11th run of the game for Orange Lutheran. Travis Blue will apply the brakes at third, and the Lancers score their 11th run of the game to make it a 6-run advantage here in the bottom of the 5th.
And, umpire's doing a great job all day long. Although that last pitch, it did land in a different zip code, it looked like. But Lancer is able to stay focused. And
you never want to criticize the calls of an official, but
especially live.
That location of the pitch as a 2-2 is fouled off the foot of
It was
Nolf.
almost a pass ball. The catcher had to stretch, to get the ball from the dirt. Backhanded snag.
But hey, it is 2-2 the count. Regardless of what we think. Here comes the 2-2 from Cox, and Nolf able to stay alive as he shoots this one over the right field side. It's one of the...
And you really got to protect the plate with the 2 strikes with this strike zone. You really got to protect the plate.
Here comes the 2-2 again. That's a chopper down the third base side, and Cody Nolf. Anything near the strike zone, Nolf is swinging away at.
Yeah, right now you're treating this like a home-cooked meal with my mom and the whole family. Protect the plate. Whatever it takes, protect the plate.
Here comes the delivery from Cox.
Rips
sharply, but right at Gomes.
Just rips that. It looked like a golf ball coming off the tee. Just a laser, but right at the shortstop.
I think that's what you can call an atom ball. Hit right at the shortstop.
I mean, that had to have hurt his hand. Just an absolute rocket, but right at him.
That ball was hit hard.
Yeah, and even Sweeney, the hitting coach, gives him a high five. And even though he's out, everyone giving him a high five as he goes back to the dugout. No shame in that.
Tell you what, he's been all over the baseball in this game. Cody Nolf, who right now is 2 for 4 in the game with the 4 RBIs. Might have hit the seams off of that baseball.
And Morgan steps into the batter's box for the Lancers. The third baseman had a great play last inning, great throw out from the third base side. Looking to advance the runner here from third, put another run on the board.
Morgan gets under that one, and that ball will go foul and going to the stands.
And his last at bat, he did the same thing. He got under the ball, took a huge swing, and popped out. And he doesn't want to get in the habit at that. Try to make contact, put the ball in play. Morgan calls time, confused about the signals from Coach Borba. Gets the right signal, steps back into the batter's box.
Travis Blue at third. That ball misses and gets away from the catcher, and Travis Blue.
Travis Blue has a lot of speed, but that would have been a play at the plate.
If initially,
that would have been a play at the plate.
If initially he would have seen that, it would have got away from the catcher Dean, then Travis Blue would have came in and scored. Because you looked at Travis Blue, kind of clapped his hands in disbelief as Morgan takes a big hack there and can't catch up to it, but he does get a piece of it. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, a full count here to Josh Morgan. Here comes the payoff pitch from Cox. Morgan hits it sharply and hits it right at D'Amico, the right fielder, who will bring it in, and we are through 5 completing innings of baseball, but not before Orange Lutheran strikes back for 2 runs on 2 hits, an error, and a man left stranded for Orange Lutheran. After 5, it is the Lancers 11, Altaloma High School 5. You are listening and watching Lancers baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Welcome back to Lancers Baseball here on Real Talk Sports Network alongside Aaron True and Robert Hayek. Romero de la Cruz, Chris Wickman worked a scoreless fifth, back on the mound for the sixth. Worked quickly in the fifth inning. Gave up a base knock. Eight, 9, and one hitters due up here for the Braves.
For those of you just joining us at home, Lancers have a 6-run lead up 11-5, put 9 of those 11 runs on board in the first inning. Hit down the first base line, first baseman takes it himself, a keeper, number 11, Carlson, with the out.
Little dribble over to first base, and Matt Carlson right there. An unassisted put out for Carlson.
For those of you scoring at home, the Braves making a change, switching out number 28 for number 21.
Number 9 hitter here for the Braves. I have to refrain to saying Atlanta Braves.
I've been doing the tomahawk chop all day.
So Wickman gets a quick out here in the sixth. Can I hit with the fastball inside? Wickman has faced 5 hitters, has retired 4 of the 5.
Yeah, Wickman doing a good job here in relief. Good control, getting the ball over the plate.
That time Wickman misses outside.
Been called a strike for the most part today, but just misses.
Here comes a pitch from Wickman. That misses downstairs. 3-1 the count. Or Wick, as the Lancer fans like to call him. Here comes a 3-1, a fastball that misses outside, and Lewinsky draws a walk. So 1-out walk here for the Braves. And now back to the top of the lineup for Altaloma.
Runner on first, down 6. Game slowly coming to an end here. Still some time left, but down 6, got to make something happen.
Orange Lutheran pitchers that have issued 3 walks and have hit 3 batters in this game. Not the prettiest of pitching performances, but the offense came out swinging, putting up a 9 spot back in the first inning.
And in Orange Lutheran's defense, 2 of those 3 hit batters, I think they turned into the pitch. That's just me. Not much of an effort to get out of the way. And you know what? Sometimes they will call that in the majors. They call it, supposed to call it, if you don't make an effort to get out of the way, you actually don't get the base on balls, or excuse me, the base after being hit. But, you know, obviously the umpire hasn't made that call here today.
Dustin Fraley, 0 for 2 in the game. Does not agree with the call there from Blue as he looks back and one and 2 to Fraley. Runner at first goes, a big swing, and he fouls that one off. So the runner at first base, Lewinsky, will have to come back to first. Had the hit and run on there, but the hitter Fraley can't come through. It's been 2 big innings here in this game for both teams. For the Lancers, it came in the first when they scored 9 runs. For the Braves, that big inning came in the third, where they scored 5. The runner at first goes to throw in a second from Stummy. They got him.
Great throw from Stummy. Great throw, right on target. The runner had a great jump. Looked like he was going to beat the throw, and then Stummy, just with a rocket, right on target, tags the runner out. Great play. 2-2 count.
What a beautiful throw there from the catcher. And Wickman misses inside to get the full to get the count full, 3-2.
Yeah, the wind's starting to pick up here a little bit. You can see the trees in the outfield starting to sway a little bit back and forth. Still made the throw in these conditions.
Ball hit sharply over there in the 5-6 hole, and
that shows
Fraley.
you. Sorry to cut you off, but that shows you how important that throw out just was there, because without taking out the runner, you got a guy on second. A ball hit sharply into the outfield. Guy could score, possibly saved a run with that throw out to second.
So Dustin Fraley checks in with his first hit of the game. And now Christian Gomes, who's made some pretty good defensive plays here at short. Fraley goes to throw in a second, and this one is not in time.
Testing the arm of catcher Matt Stummy. That would have been great to see him get back-to-back throwouts. Close play.
Fraley had a big jump over at first base. A strong throw again by Stummy.
Throwing into the wind.
Exactly.
That would have been great. Testing them back-to-back if you threw them both out, but very close play at the bag.
The runner might have got there at the same time that the tag was applied. Another close play over at second.
Tie does go to the runner in baseball.
So Fraley at second has a nice lead. Texas-sized lead. Here comes the delivery home. Little chopper back to Nolf, who cannot glove the baseball. A bit of it.
Good play by the runner. Kind of got in his way, obstructed his view a little bit. But yeah, Stummy, usually the sure-handed fielder, unable to clean that, or able to field that ball cleanly. Runners at the corners, first and third.
Nolf's view obstructed there by Fraley, who was running over to third base. But still, Cody Nolf will make that play 9 out of 10 times.
And the umpires having a quick conference, and they're saying no, it was not interference. Clean play by the runner.
So now the number 3 hitter, Garrett Dean, checks in, who is 2 for 2. They have not retired Garrett Dean in the game. 2 singles, a run scored, and was hit by a pitch in the first. Runners on the corners for the Braves, looking to push across their 6th run of the game. A swing and a miss by Dean. And Chris Wickman looking to keep his 3-game scoreless innings, 3 scoreless inning streak intact. But if you ask him, he probably has no clue that he has that streak going.
Yeah, he's been in the zone. He's doing really well here, controlling the pace, dictating the pace overall. Throw was far outside, almost like it was a pitch out.
Mm-hmm.
Or a half out, I guess you could say. Beautiful day here at the ballpark, Citrus Field, home of the Altaloma Braves. We're playing the Altaloma Braves here, the Dick's Sporting Goods Classic opening round tournament play. Kicking off the season, the 2012 varsity squad, Orange Lutheran Lancers, up here 11-5, looking to close things out. Runners on the corners for the Braves.
Here comes a pitch from Wickman. That ball's hit sharply. Drifting back is Sullivan. Loses the ball. That bounces over the head of Sullivan. 1 run comes in to score. Here comes the second. No throw home. And the Braves come back and score 2 runs here in the top of the 6th to make it 11-7.
Center fielder got caught playing shallow, and the batter just drills it over the center fielder's head to the wall. 2-run score for the Braves. And just like that, we've got an 11-7 game.
Garrett Dean, 3 for 3 in the game, 2 RBIs, a run scored, and standing over at second base. If he comes in to score, they're going to make it a 3-run game.
A lot of offense here from both sides today. 18 runs in total scored.
Chad Keenan looking to extend the inning.
Takes a called strike.
Excuse me. This inning will continue regardless. Still just 1 out. Here comes the 0-1. That's in there for a called strike.
Big breaking ball there from the Wickman, the pitcher. And just like that, he's ahead of the batter. No balls, 2 strikes.
Actually, I missed one here, so it is 2 outs. There was a runner that was thrown out, so that...
You're right, second. The guy trying to steal second.
Yeah.
Oh,
2, they
caught
got him
looking.
looking. And Chris Wickman gets out of the inning, but not before the Braves score 2 runs on 3 base knocks. And they leave 2 men stranded after 5.5 here from Citrus College. The Lancers enjoying an 11-7 advantage. They got to put some insurance runs on the board here, because in the bottom of the 7th, or excuse me, in the top of the 7th, the Braves can easily tack on some runs and make it make it some extras for baseball.
I think I saw a little bit of sweat start to form on the brow of head coach Borba there last inning. Quickly a 9-0 lead. Now 11-7, only a 4-run lead. Let's get an update from our very own Rob Hayek.
Well, let me just say it was very fortunate that they were able to score 2 runs in the bottom half of the 5th inning, because they gave up those 2 runs right back. So instead of a 2-run game, it's still a 4-run game, which means that they still have a sizable advantage. And Altaloma is still looking up, but right now they're in a fortunate position. They got to go out. They got to find a way to end this game quickly. You cannot give Altaloma any hope. You got to find a way to end this as fast as you can.
Thank you for that update, our very own Rob Hayek. Also working the camera here today, doing double duties. Great job for us today on the Real Talk Sports Network broadcast. Join us all season long, realtalksn.com. Follow us on Twitter at RealTalkSN, or you can email us at info@realtalksn.com.
Absolutely right. Also, you can check us out on Facebook. Real Talk Sports Network is how you can find us, or you can easily Google us. Just type in RTSN.
And if you want to get crazy, give us a referral from LinkedIn.
We're also on LinkedIn. Actually, we are. Jason Martin will lead things off here for the Lancers.
Number 5 on the Lancers.
Jason Martin hits this one sharply out to center. It gets away. It gets by the center fielder who laid out for it. Jason Martin going to try for third and then puts on the brakes halfway to third. But Fraley, Superman, dive out there in center field. And Jason Martin now with 3 hits in the game.
And if we can get a zoom in on the center fielder, getting up slowly, he laid out completely in air, Superman style. Ball gets by him all the way to the fence. Stand-up double for Martin. Thought about going to third, caught himself halfway. Luckily, he held up because it was an absolute bullet, a strike to third, and probably would have been gunned down, but a leadoff double for the Lancers.
Alec Wallace now on the mound for the Braves.
Starting pitcher for the Braves, did a great job out there today. Did a good job overall. Gave up 11 runs, but I don't think all of them were earned. Probably only gave up 10 earned runs.
5 innings of work for Cox as Alec Wallace.
And you gotta, sorry, before you get back to Alec Wallace, a new pitcher, you gotta give the Braves pitcher, to be honest, give him a lot of credit. Gave up 9 runs in the first, kept his composure, and managed to hold off the Lancers for the most part the rest of the game.
Turner Bias bunts this one right back to Wallace. It's going to take a good throw to get him out. They do get him out. So Turner Bias is gunned down at first base, but the job is done as Jason Martin is in there safely at third base.
Close play there at first, but just barely gets the runner.
A 1-3 put out, a good job there by the pitcher coming off the mound and then throwing a strike over to first base.
Coming up to the plate for the Lancers, number 2,
it's Griffin Hopper.
Making is this his first appearance of the game, Romero?
Making his debut here in 2012 in the regular season. And he is pinch hitting for Art Vidro in the number 7 spot.
He is the lowest number on the Lancers, number 2. So if you go online, Real Talk SN YouTube page, check out the Orange Lutherans varsity squad. He'll be leading that off as well.
Pitch misses inside. That's absolutely right. We got the
video, all new video. Today
roster.
we had the high def pregame show brought to you guys by OC Bar and Grill. We've got the starting lineup online, and we're going to be bringing you some pretty cool content this season.
Jason Martin, a little squeeze play, and Martin would have been thrown out had the catcher, Dean, been able to hold on to that one. But, boy, talk about being aggressive here, Coach Eric Borba.
You're
going all out
yeah.
there with the squeeze here up by, well, they're only up by 4 now, actually.
Yeah, I love watching the squeeze play. It's so risky. When you try to, sending a runner from third to home on the pitch, I mean, anything can happen.
So Hopper down the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes a pitch from Wallace. Chidden music there as Hopper able to get out of the way, and Martin goes back to third. Infield playing in. Here comes a 2-2. That misses high and inside. So Hopper works his way back into the count, has it full. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The Lancers up 11-7. Here comes the payoff for Hopper. That misses upstairs, and Griffin Hopper will confidently go over to first base before the umpire had called a ball.
And now for the Lancers up to the plate. Number 14, Dalton Fries. Runners on the corners for the Lancers. Martin on third. Halpert on first.
Dalton Fries 1 for 3 in the game. Scored his only run of the game, or had his only hit of the game back in the first as well.
And the Braves pitcher, unable to find the strike zone. He's thrown about 4 straight balls high.
Alec Wallace, the first hitter he faced here in the inning. Jason Martin tagged him for a double over the head of the center fielder. Hopper at first, Martin at third. Fries in the batter's box.
Big swing, ball fouled back
Going into the golf course.
into the driving range.
Matt Carlson on deck. Connor Sullivan in the hole.
And if you've enjoyed our live broadcast here today, tell a friend. Do us a favor, help us spread the word. RealTalkSN.com.
Pitch misses high and outside when the Braves take over in their last opportunity of the game in the top of the 7th. In a game that's lasted 2 hours and 20 minutes and counting. Will be the number 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Altaloma. Put over to first base to no avail.
Throws a 98-mile-per-hour strike to first base. Not in time, though. If he could throw that kind of velocity to home plate, maybe we'd be talking here for the Braves. I always find that amusing when the pitcher throws, a 100-mile-per-hour ball to the first baseman and almost drills him in the face or throws a pass ball.
Runner at first goes. That ball is hit right to second. The shortstop gloves it and throws the first. A 6-3 double play to end the inning. And Coach Borba not happy with the call there as he's going to come onto the field. I think he has a few words for the first base umpire.
Well, there's no. Was there 1 out or 2 outs? Because there's
There
no.
was 1 out.
There's no way the runner at second was out. There's no way.
Well, there's
no way.
There was 1 out. The shortstop Gomes gloved it, stepped on the second himself for the first out, then threw over to first to the 6-3 double play.
But the runner had already slid safely into second base by about a half step at least.
And that's what Coach Borba might be out there.
Yeah, I was thinking, is there 2 outs? Because that's a heads-up play for the shortstop to step on the bag, not get the out, but then still go to first.
And Coach Borba runs all the way out there to right field.
Not a guy who likes to run unnecessarily. I mean, he runs all the way across the field, a very respectful manner, of course. Doesn't get in his face or try to bully or yell, but he makes sure he sticks up for his team because, I mean, that guy was clearly safe at second. I mean, I don't even know how that was a questionable call.
So with that, we've reached the end of the 6th inning. Do not go anywhere. You are listening to Lancers Baseball and watching Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with the final inning here from Citrus College. Welcome back to Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Start of the 7th inning. Kyle Lascano, the new pitcher, the 4th pitcher used by the Lancers here in the game. He's looking to close this game out.
And this is going to be the last opportunities for the Braves to try to extend this game into the bottom of the 7th.
Nate D'Amico to lead it off here for the Braves.
And what started off looking like an absolute blowout has now turned into a somewhat of a close game, all things relative.
Although that the Braves had a little rally of their own in the 3rd inning where they scored 5 runs. Orange Lutheran though Orange Lutheran they were aided by that big 1st inning, 9 runs.
Yeah, I mean that's really got to kill your confidence, or at least have a somewhat of an impact on it when it's like, hey, we just put up 7 runs and we still pretty much got creamed. You know, I mean, that's tough because your offense did the job. They gave you 7 runs. They gave you run support. But when you give up 11 runs, not much you can do.
And Lascano gives up a leadoff walk here, cannot find the strike zone in that at-bat. And not the way you wanted to start off the inning, as Bryant Conant will check in at 1-3. Had a huge base hit in the 5th.
Yeah, he drilled one over the pitcher's head into center field.
With one swing of the bat, this guy here can make it a 2-run game.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the larger guys on the team, that's for sure. When he holds the bat, it looks like he's holding like a little twig in his hands.
D'Amico with a big lead over at first. Here comes the delivery from Lascano. That misses outside.
I think the Lancers really need to trust their defense and just get the ball over the plate at this point. Get this game finished off. Their defense has been solid for the most part all day long. Been solid all preseason long. Let them do their job.
D'Amico back in a first in time as Lascano throws into first. Outfield playing straight up. Bryant Conant fouls that one off.
And for those of you at home, remember to check RealTalkSN.com in the next day or so. We're going to have interviews and reactions from the teams after the game.
Morgan gloves that one, has no play at second, throws across the diamond. In time, a strong throw from the sophomore Josh Morgan. A bang play, a beautiful throw.
And the Braves coach running onto the field to contest the play. Not much to contest. He was gunned out at first base. What an arm by Morgan. Looks to the runner at second down, doesn't have the play, turns to first, still able to get the throw in time. What an arm.
Josh Morgan, I'll tell you what. We've been raving about this kid all preseason long, and during the during non-league, we are non-league play, during the off season, and that is why plays like that
Yeah.
make this kid stand out.
He makes you look good as an announcer because you talk him up, he delivers, and he gives you great plays to call on the field.
Hey, but you know what, though? You got to give credit to Matt Carlson for making that stretch and holding on to the baseball at first base as well.
Yeah, that's true. A solid all-around effort from everyone on the defensive side of the ball for the Lancers here today. And that's what we talked about. If you want to win ball games, you need those type of plays because right there you save you save an out, you save a base runner, and those add up.
Orange Lutheran, they will not play on Monday. They will resume the tournament play on Wednesday against Charter Oak. It's a 3:15 ball game. Of course, we'll have that game for you live. And following the conclusion of this game, we'll have all the interviews and post-game analysis on the website.
For those of you at home, you might be able to hear the noise in the background. The wind starting to pick up quickly, turning from a beautiful afternoon into a bit of a chilly and windy early evening.
Well, I picked up Robert today on the way over here, and I was like, Rob, you cannot bring that trench coat with you. It's about 80 degrees outside. He says, I can't trust the weather. Now I know why he can't trust the weather, because it is chilly now. And I regret not bringing a coat or a jacket. So next time, I'm going to have to turn the car right around.
Grab your trench coat.
Go back home and pick up a coat. Of course, Robert left his coat in the car, so he took my advice.
I'm the only one here with a jacket on, it seems like.
Runner at second base for the Braves.
And, we don't want to look ahead to the next game already. This game's still going on as the pitch delivered. Ripped
right back
the
at
pitcher.
Lascano. He's able to block it, and he throws to first. So 2 outs in the inning, and Sheridan goes over to third. So the Braves now down to their final out. Coach Borba will come out to the mound and check out Lascano. He waves them off. He says, I'm all right, Coach.
And real quickly before this game ends, let's speculate a little bit. Let's jump forward to Wednesday. Who are the Lancers expected to play once again the second round, and who do you think they're going to start on the mound?
Well, they're going to go against Charter Oak on Wednesday. And if I'm not a betting man, but I'm willing to bet anything that Coach Borba throws Brent Wheatley out on the mound on Wednesday. As Brent Wheatley's throwing a little bullpen session right now, that should indicate there that he's going on Wednesday. That ball's hit right by Josh Morgan, and the Braves will tack on another run to make it 11-8.
Just like that, 3-run ball game here in the top of the 7th. Braves hanging on, staying alive, trying to get back in this ball game.
Just a nice piece of hitting there, nice approach in that last at bat. Goes first pitch hacking. So Lascano gives up a run here, and the Braves cut it to within 3. As Nick Levinsky, the number 9 hitter, checks in, and they have the tying run on deck.
And it looks like Wheatley may get a little action here.
He is going to get the action. They're going to call on Wheatley to get the final out here.
Going to their usual second starter in the rotation, he's going to come in and pitch a little bit of relief, try to get the victory here for the Lancers.
So Lascano pitches 2/3 of an inning, gives up a run.
And Wheatley, we said we don't want to speculate, and we did. That he's going to be starting pitcher on Wednesday, but gets a little bit of action here early.
Yeah, and that's something that Orange Lutheran did a lot of last year. Usually they would have the guy who's going to be starting the next game throw a little bullpen session during the final inning of the game, or towards the end of the game, or when the game would end, just to get him ready and loosened up for the next game. But Wheatley here, he's going to get called into action.
Yeah, and it's so difficult in the high school level to have a pitcher, be able to pitch complete games just because their arm hasn't developed all the way. And, these, as incredible as they're playing, these are high school kids. We're not watching professional athletes here. We're watching guys who are developing and growing into their bodies. And it's tough to find a pitcher that's able to go a complete game at this level.
Well, the good thing about Brent Wheatley is that he has 3 days to get ready for Wednesday, so They're going to have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then he can pitch. He just needs to get 1 out in this game to end this. So 1 out is not really that big of a deal. It's a few pitches.
That's a positive there. And, Wheatley, he's going to come out. He's going to come out aggressive here with 2 outs. His team up by 3. And expect Wheatley to come out here pitching aggressive.
Yeah, Wheatley is definitely a power pitcher, that's for sure. Looking to close things out for his team, the Lancers, here today. Start the season off with a victory.
Wheatley making his first appearance, and as the shadows start to creep in, covering home plate now.
Umpire calls play, and we're back in it.
Wheatley gets his first pitch in there.
Called for a ball, though, by the umpire, looked like.
Here comes the 1-0, and Wheatley misses downstairs. So 2 balls here to start the inning. To start his first hitter, and Nick Lewinsky. Runner at first base went halfway and then applied the brakes, and Wheatley throws a strike in there, right down Broadway. 2 balls and a strike to Lewinsky, looking to extend the game.
No relation to Monica. We did ask earlier in the pregame.
Here comes the 2-1. That ball's hit sharp, but well foul.
And we don't want to say he was jinxed by our very own Rob Hayek, but a couple pitches and he's out of here. So far, he's thrown already 4 or 5 and nowhere in sight. Wheatley looking to make short work here of the batter, though, and looking to get a save here for the Lancers and finish things off. First game of the season with a victory.
Wheatley misses downstairs. That gets away from Stummy, and the runner will go into second base. So Wheatley having some issues here.
Yeah, and they're not out of the woods by a long shot. If this batter gets on base, 1 pitch, this could be a tie game.
Well, as I said before, the game-tying run is on deck. And Dustin Fraley. Here comes the 3-1. That ball's hit sharply up the middle, and that's going to go for a base knock. They'll send the runner in from second, and the Braves will tack on their 9th run of the game. It is now a 2-run game, and Dustin Fraley representing the game-tying run in the batter's box.
Yeah, and this is turning into a little bit of a nail-biter here. Top of the 7th. Braves now only down by 2 runs. The tying run up to bat.
Just a clutch hit there by Lewinsky to drive in a run to keep the game alive. And now it's up to Dustin Fraley.
A lot of composure from the Braves here late in the game.
To keep it alive. 1-0 pitch from Wheatley, a fastball that misses downstairs.
Power pitcher Wheatley trying to locate the strike zone here.
2-0 the count to Fraley, who is 1 for 2 in the game. Fastball misses high and inside, and 1 pitch away from losing Fraley. Here comes a 3-0. That's inside, and Wheatley issues another walk. Issues a walk. The second walk of this inning by Lancer pitchers. And Eric Borba will come out to the mound to have a little word with Wheatley. And now they're going to say, let's just end this game right now and call on our closer in a safe situation here for Cody Nolf.
Wheatley put in a good effort.
So let's give you some of the defensive changes here. Connor Sullivan will come in from center. He'll go over to short and take over for Nolf.
Coach Borba rearranging his defense here a little bit. And it looks like we're going to have an update from our very own Robert Hyatt.
Cody Nolf taking over the closer's role after Cody Shropshire graduates. This is going to be his first chance to get a save this year in 2012. Let's see what happens here. Let's see how he does. There's going to be 2 runners on base, 2 outs. Just needs to get 1 out, but like I said earlier, it's not as easy.
Well, Robert, on the bright side, he only has to get 1 out. Only a few pitches, and we're out of here.
Well, he has to throw strikes. He has to throw strikes. Cannot get behind an account. You got to throw strikes right now.
And
you got to trust your defense.
Other than strikes, what is the key to victory right here? Or is it just throw strikes?
You got to trust your defense right now. Pitch to contact. Just anything right now, because you do not want to blow this lead and give Altaloma a chance to win this. This would be demoralizing to blow a 9-0 lead, so they got to hold on right here.
And it looks like they're making a change at catcher, bringing in number 15, Zach Walker, to replace number 12, Matt Stummy. Thanks for that update, Rob.
Yeah, we had an opportunity to watch Cody Nolf last week. He closed out the game, and the first game of 1-2-3 inning, and Cody Nolf pitched a couple of strong innings last year. Did not give up a run all season long. Remember, Robert, he was a closer for some of the year last year for the Lancers. Did not give up a run until the postseason. That big run that he gave up was a costly one that came in that playoff game against Edison.
And Coach Borba here, he's not afraid to pull the trigger and to make changes. Very good coaching. A lot of the time in baseball, people always say, oh, well, how much of a role does a manager really play? Well, guess what? At this level and in this game, the manager's playing a big role. Borba and his staff doing a great job, as they have all preseason and thus far season long, doing a great job with the calls as the management staff.
Christian Gomes checks in. Gomes 2 for 3 in the game. 2 runs scored. The 1-0 from Nolf misses inside, and Cody Nolf down in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Lancer pitchers right now struggling, to say the least, here in the 7th. Here comes the 2-0. Gomes shows bunt and pulls back, and
He called a strike, it looked like.
Absolutely did.
And you know what? Give a lot of credit to the Braves, because a lot of teams down 9-0 after 1, they just quit. They would have quit. They would have, hey, let's just take our positions in the field and try to get out of here, get home. We've already been embarrassed. Not the Braves. They fought back. They've kicked and punched and screamed their way back to a 2-run game.
Dustin Fraley representing the game-tying run over at first base. Gomes sees the fastball, and it's in there for a called strike. 2-2 the count. And the Braves down to their final out here in the top of the 7th. Orange Lutheran up 11-9. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. 2 runners on for Gomes. Here comes the 2-2. Gomes able to stay alive as that one comes back here. This has been a closely contested ball game.
Yeah, the Braves they're more persistent than a Rob Hayek pimple. They will not go away.
Here comes the 2-2, a fastball down the middle, and Gomes again stays alive.
We're just 1 out, 1 strike away from this game being completed. If the Lancers can finish it up here, Cody Nolf on the mound looking to finish things up for the Lancers. Looking in for the signal.
So the Braves down to their final strike. Runners on first and second. Here comes the pitch. That is popped up. And Walker will not have a play at it. And the game will stay alive as a fan barehands that one in the stands.
Gotta love these Orange Lutheran Lancer fans. Real supportive, travel very well, great group of people, great community effort from both the parents, fans, and the team to make this a successful season thus far.
A barehanded grab, so we'll try it again at 2-2. 2 outs, 2 on. Here comes a pitch from Nolf. That misses outside, and the count is full. 3-2, a big spot here for the Braves. Nolf looking to end things. Gomes, Garrett Dean looking to continue to put the pressure on the Lancers here.
Cody Nolf with 4 RBIs of his own on the offensive side of the ball, looking to be a hero on the defensive side, looking to get the save here for the Lancers. Wouldn't be a bad start to the season, 4 RBIs and a save as a pitcher.
So we play the same song again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Top of the 7th. Nolf calls off a Walker pitch. Here comes the payoff pitch. They got him. Swinging strike 3. Cody Nolf comes back with a heater right down the middle to end the game. And guys, the Lancers are victorious here to start 2012 with a 11-9 victory here over the Altaloma Braves. Aaron, it wasn't easy though. It looked easy for Orange Lutheran at first when they put up the 9th spot in the first. They come out aggressively, score 9 runs, and they slowly watch that lead cut down by the Braves, but they never give up that lead.
It looked like the Lancers were going to blow them out early. Scored 9 runs in the first. This game looked like it was quickly out of hand. Got to hand the Braves some credit. Stayed composed, stayed in there, able to bounce back, and able to score 9 runs of their own. Down 9 runs in the first, Braves able to also put 9 runs on the board. Unfortunately, Lancers also had 2 runs in the middle of the game. Lancers hold on, 11-9 victory. They start the season off in the win column. Looks like we're going to be back for round 2 here on Wednesday. Before we head out, though, any closing words, Rob?
Well, if anything, this game taught them that no lead is ever safe. They got to play the entire 7 innings. They got to play with heart and determination. They got to play as if every game is tied. You cannot be content. You cannot be complacent. And this is going to be something that they're going to take with them. And the fact that they were able to hold on to a victory makes them even stronger as a team. And it'll make them even ready, more battle-tested for future games, especially when they open up Trinity League schedule, which is going to be on March 13th right here on RealTalkSN.com.
Hey, you're absolutely right, Robert. But Orange Lutheran, they used a total of 6 pitchers in the game, but they get the job done. They start off. They had a plan coming into the season. That was to start off with a victory. They did exactly that here by defeating the Altaloma Braves 11-9. Player of the game here tonight, the OC Sports Bar and Grill player of the game here to start 2012. It has to go to none other than Cody Nolf. He was 2 for 2 in the game. Drove in 4 runs in the game and came out and got the save.
Yeah, incredible performance by Cody Nolf. Just able to do it on both sides of the ball. Had 4 RBIs batting. Had the save. Closed out the game as a pitcher. And that's what you want to see from your star player, from one of your leaders this season. And I think that's going to do it for us here at Real Talk SN.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us here today. Don't forget, we'll be back on Wednesday when the Orange Lutheran Lancers take on Charter Oak. It's a 3:15 ball game. That game's on Wednesday. You do not want to miss that game. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you haven't already done so, make sure you add us on Twitter at RealTalkSN, on Facebook, Real Talk Sports Network. Check out the website, RealTalkSN.com. That's going to do it for us here from Citrus College. For Aaron True, Robert Hayek, I am Romero De La Cruz, and you've been watching Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com.
We'll see you next time.